Q patriots around the world uniting. Q school, bringing the sauce through studying their daily Q codes. Q drops, deltas, Q proofs. Where we go on, we go all. Q patriots are friends, we are bring down the cabal. Sail on, sing it proud, Q worldwide. Where we go on, we go all. Niggas like code cracks up at Q school. Bring the daily rap fire news, Q sauce. News unlocks the map, and with Q school patriots. Trust the chief plan, E school worldwide. Q school patriots, to grab, but we go on, we go all.
Hi, friends. We're back for more. We've been going. We're a little out of sorts still, some of us here, but we're going to do what we do best. We're going to bring you all the rapid fire Q news, the Q school. Tim's got us streaming over on Telegram there. We're live on Telegram. Of course, we're on YouTube now. We're getting YouTube going, Rumble, Facebook, X, of course, and then my Instagram. Make sure I connect those guys. There we go.
We're on BoobTube. I call it BoobTube.
BoobTube, man. We got it all rocking on. Somebody already shared it. Next, man. You guys are like lightning quick. Wildflower, she's always on top of it. Thank you for resharing the live out. Appreciate you guys. Y'all come trickling in. Make sure you hit like when you hop in here. Share the live out. We're excited to be here. We got what's today? Thursday. Yeah, I got my Avengers shirt for Thursday. So we're rocking and rolling. Tim's a little nervous because he didn't get a chance to do homework, but he always working so hard. He got a nap in today. He didn't get caught. We're going to be fine. We're going to read Q drops. We're going to figure out the news. And who knows? Maybe we'll have a shorter show today. I doubt it, but we'll see.
Yeah, fat chance for that, man. We always go. I don't think we've ever had a show less than 2 hours. Honestly, all the years that we've done this, it's always been excess of 2 hours. Yeah.
When in doubt, though, we can always go to the Q drops, and there's plenty of news happening out there, all kinds of amazing stuff. I mean, we got peace in the Middle East. I mean, Israel, Hamas deal is coming together. It's like just an incredible time to be alive. I mean, the shills have nothing to go on. I mean, again, there's been this massive push on the social medias. Really odd, though. People are losing accounts on Instagram. Not quite sure what that's about. I would say, even people making new accounts, they lost them right away. So maybe generally, even though the Q drop says never retreat from the battlefield, maybe God or the White Hats are saying take a break. Maybe take a break from Instagram or some of these social medias. We can get caught up too much on those the apps and stuff. I know for myself, we were doing a show and then I'm doing football. By the time I get home, I'm trying to catch up on the notifications. And it's like, man, I've been on devices all day. I mean, other than football, it's like, I need to get away from all this. So, kind of go with the flow on that, see where it goes. Maybe take a little break from the social medias. Maybe we're supposed to go shift onto the TikTok, but I wouldn't be surprised if God or the White Hats is telling some of you out there, take a little break from the social medias. We have a massive army. We got the largest army in the history of the world. Digital soldiers all over the world. We'll get you back.
On that note, too, like if you do want to take a little break and kick your feet up and relax, a good place to go is Q School TV on Telegram. Because I started yesterday after Q School, I made a decision. I put my foot down. I said, I got to get back into the swing of things because it's been quite a while since I went 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, showing all the different beautiful shows and documentaries out there. So if anybody's just tired of, checking out for yourself, like, trying to do your own research and whatnot, let some of the Anons and digital soldiers from other shows do it for you, do the heavy lifting. So you can go to Q School TV morning, noon, or night. There's always going to be something valuable playing. It's always going to be current, up to date, other than some of the older documentaries, which really tie to everything that we're involved in, which is the Great Awakening. But yeah, by all means, go to t.me/Q School, replace all those O's with beautiful Q's, and that's how you can find us on Telegram.
Yes. There it is. Shout out, everybody. People hopping over on Instagram. Good to see y'all over there as well, too. We're going to play a few minutes of Hey Don music still to get y'all in your seats.
17 minutes.
17 minutes probably sounds about right. We'll get y'all coffees if it's morning time for you or lunch or whatever y'all going on. Popcorn's on sale all over. Get your popcorn ready. Going to need more popcorn.
Oh, hi, everybody at Q School, by the way. I can see you in there. Thank you for joining. We got 22 participants in there. That would be 11, right? That's a double 11, 22.
22 on Rumble also. 22.
You drop 22 is what, Kyle? That would be
National Guard deployed. National Guard deployed.
Exactly.
Yes,
how's
sir.
Melzie? Melzie, how you doing, sister?
What's going on with you, boo-boo?
Well, I'm doing good. I had a beautiful morning. I can't wait to share it with you guys in a little bit, like after the music. So, yeah, I'm doing good. I went and visited a lady that does horse rescue. So we're gonna. She's like, "Do you want to?" She's always so nice to me. She gives me eggs, and she's really friendly. And she's a veteran, and she rescued these 3 horses, and they went to the slaughterhouse to like just live a really great life. So it's a little story someone did on her, and she's excited about it. So I took some pictures, and we can look at it in a little bit.
I just see screenshot. Let's show the pictures. Those look great. I saw those while we're still getting in here. Let's take a look at these pictures. Mel got. She's got a beautiful smile right next to the ass and the reach. Look at that beautiful donkey. And Mel's beautiful smile. I love it. I love it so much. So happy out there.
Monkey too. He's
Yeah, he
his
looks
name
good.
is Hunter, and he's a juvenile, and he's kind of mischievous a little bit, but he's a lover. He's really sweet.
Hunter, I love it. Hunter, we got what's the script? We got good hunters now. Hunters, we're the hunters now. We are the hunters.
And this guy's so soft and sweet, and I can't remember his name. It's like some Indian name, but that's Terry there, and she just loves on all of these horses.
What's her name that runs this place, Mel?
Terry.
Terry, and is there a name of the place that people could maybe go support?
Yeah, I think so. We'll probably see it in the video.
Okay. Oh, you do have a video. Okay.
Yeah. And then this is Wildfire, and she was a Mustang, a wild Mustang, and she was captured as a cult, and they capture them, and then they get $1,000 if they hold them for a year, and then they just sell them, and basically they all go off to the slaughterhouse. So she rescued her, and she's kind of young too, and she's spirited, but she's a sweetheart. So
awesome.
That's
cool.
What I got to do is, this is the beauty of life, is we get to meet new people, and I try to look at the job that I have. It's not the job that like I want to be doing, but there's blessings to it, and this is one of them. Is meeting new people like this, and seeing landscape that I would never go to.
Was this on a delivery?
This is on a delivery. Yeah.
How cool!
So every time I go, she gives me eggs, and I get to see the horses, and she loved on Dozer, gave him a big old bone, and so
that's awesome.
She's wonderful.
That reminds me of Maddie, Laura Maddie, that I stayed with out in Mount Shasta. Had she used to run a whole rescue place with all the different animals. Then she basically does it at her own house now with multiple dogs and birds and everything else animal you can think of. And the wild turkeys would come in there. So they're very special people that take care of the animals for sure.
Yeah.
What you got, Timbo?
Well, I was telling Melzie before you even came on, I said, I was totally stressed out this morning. I got a message from Matthew's mom. She wanted to borrow some money. She didn't get her full paycheck. Apparently, there's some people on strike where she works 2 different
shenanigans.
jobs.
There's shenanigans going on.
A lot of shenanigans. So I go, okay, no problem. Yeah, we got Matthew's account built up nice. I'll just borrow a little bit out of there. You pay me back. I go to open up my crypto account, and I've been blocked. I was blocked. So my heart does a little bit of this, like, what the hell's going on? And I'm not a high-tech guy, so I communicated. I put in a ticket with the company here up in Canada, and it just when we opened Q School, it reopened up my account. So I'm back in the saddle.
Back in the saddle.
Here's the funny thing about this. So because I had my little snooze, got up, checked my messages. Oh, there's Matthew's mom. Oh, she's got to borrow some money. And I'm thinking, oh boy, here we go again, but she's good. She's good at paying back. Right. So I go on my account, and that's when it said you're blocked. I'm going, and I waited, and I tried, so I called her back a half hour later. I said, I tried, but I can't get into my account. She says, okay, I'll go see my dad. So the funny thing is, maybe it was meant to be that way. Like, leave that money alone. Leave Matthew's money alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's funny how things
First time on record, Tim was panicking for a minute then? Were you panicking for a minute?
Yeah, because I got all my marbles there, and I've got my silver too, but I mean, I don't leave anything in the bank, right? This is my treasure. This is Matthew's treasury department, I call it. Yeah. So we don't trust our banks. Obviously, we need them to bridge back and forth a little bit, but other than that, yeah. So I panicked a little bit. Yeah. So, but I'm good now. I'm good.
So good sign to take the extra step. Make sure you have it all protected, passwords.
Oh yeah.
All the things you need to do. Yeah, for sure.
And the company's really good because it happened about a year ago. A little glitch happened, and I just contacted the company with a ticket. And within an hour, it was all cleared up.
Yeah, that was quick.
Today. So
that was quick.
That tells me they're very reputable, and we are divinely protected, and there is insurance backed by this particular company. So let's say somebody got in there and hacked Matthew's account, then I just get the money back from the insurance claim. So we're all good to go. Crypto's not a bad thing. It's a good thing because it's growing. It's down a little bit today, but no big definitely. Deal.
Kind of a funny story. Well, I'm not going to go there right now. Never mind. But I had a journey with my crypto stuff, and it's all worked out for the best. So
good.
Good. So, yeah. Good. Mel, I want to show this journey thing real quick. Let's do it. I think that looks kind of cool before we jump into the Hey Don. Or
does that go with our title? Does that go with the title that Melzie brought up today?
Yeah, it's exactly what. Yeah. And I just saw this post because Scavino posted this. You're showing this here, so make sure we got us on the side here on this one, Mel. So we're doing this little decode. There we go. Okay, so Dan Scavino 47 on X. He also posted on Instagram. He's on Instagram posting stories as well too. So here's Trump in the White House, and it's a little dark here, but that's Abraham Lincoln. I think it's like over his shoulder. It's almost like Abraham Lincoln's whispering in his shoulder, which is kind of interesting. I see 8:51 p.m. in here. Whoever did this graphic, I'm assuming that's correctly the Eastern time. So let's see what else we got.
00, although they probably did a screenshot of the video at start point, right? So there's a video attached to this. If we could go to that, we can see
okay.
it.
Well, I see 00. Yeah, Scavino on his story on Instagram though, it was just a image though. So we'll take a look at that, and it looks like it was 9:51 Eastern time. So I see down here the graphic or the text attached here. Dan posted at 9:51 Eastern time. Q drop 9:51. We'll go to here right now. This must be Q drop 9:51. I don't know why it does this to me. Why does it do this to me? Q School White Boy Problems. Q drop 9:51, March 15th, 3:15, 7:46:36. March Madness. Public will know soon. Public will definitely know soon. You'll find out. And then the second one there with it, and Don't Stop Believing by Journey was Dan's song choice. Okay, he played. That's right. He did play that song on this. Even on the Instagram, he played that. It was just an image, I think, but it was with Don't Stop Believing in there. I was rocking out just this morning.
So there's another Q drop there too.
Yeah, I see that. So this is Q drop 2450. Then I can't scroll up. We are going to show you a new world. Those who are blind will soon see the light. And we didn't cover that drop, but it was also the one that Sun and I think it was yesterday's Delta. Maybe somehow we missed that one. But the let me finish the one here. We're going to show you a new world. Those who are blind will soon see the light. A beautiful, brave new world lies ahead. We take this journey together, one step at a time. Where we go one, we go all. Q. So that's pretty cool right there. Don't Stop Believing by Journey. Dan's song choice. There's the Q drop. Don't Stop Believing. Simple English gematria here. Don't Stop Believing equals 208. That's simple English gematria is A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. So when you add up all the letters like that, so D would be 4, O is 15, so on and so forth. Don't Stop Believing equals 208. Office of the President equals 208. Trump is the Magador. I love that too, that there's MAGA in there. Magador, 208. Ready for the whammy, 208. And the military soon, 208. There we go. So thank you for sharing that with us, Mel. Appreciate that.
Yeah. And then let me look right below there too. I think I had something. Oh, I didn't put it in there yet.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go to Hey Don.
Okay, sounds good. We'll go to Hey Don for about 17 minutes or so to let you get settled in, and we'll be back, do some Q drops, and weave and wind through the news and what's going on in the world here. We'll be right back. Love y'all.
What are your concerns about another Trump presidency?
Well, he represents a serious threat to the rule of law.
Comey's a traitor, throw his ass in jail. Things done in secret, exposed in detail. Watch the criminal traitors as they scramble, preying Americans are sleeping off their pride. Lady Justice gonna drop the hammer, law and order restored, gonna make it right. Obama treason must pay for his crimes. Americans were damaged, patriots maligned. Hillary must pay for her crimes, selling America out unending lies. a traitor, throw his ass in jail. Things done in secret, exposed in detail. We see it, we gotcha.
The idea that people would get here as immigrants and immediately join a violent street protest? And you start to wonder, like, maybe we were actually invaded. Maybe our ruling class imported an army and pretended that they were migrants looking for a better life. And maybe we're about to find out what that means. This is really scary. They don't know how many people live here, and they don't know who they are. Of course, they have biometrics they could find out, but they haven't. Why is that? So if all of a sudden these migrants are participating in street protests where they're throwing bricks through the windows of passing cars, picking up orange cones and throwing them at minivans, you can see this getting completely out of control. And it's a reminder of something that is very often true, which is civil wars become race wars. It was true in Latin America. It was true in El Salvador. It was true across Latin America. That could happen here. Somebody needs to get this under control before it does.
We have identified dozens of radical organizations, not just the decentralized Antifa organizations, but dozens of radical organizations that have received more than $100 million from the Riot Inc. investors. These would be the lawyer groups. These would be the groups that advocate for calling good, honest Americans fascists, etc. And then three, I think the most shocking thing is that we have found that more than $100 million in U.S. taxpayer funding has flowed into these funding networks, including at least $4 million to these very groups themselves, not just Antifa types, but there was an event in Atlanta called Stop Cop City. Over 60 rioters were charged with domestic terrorism. These groups received money for that from both the billionaire class as well as taxpayer money. So one other thing, this money helps fund the decentralized crowdfunding platforms. These are ways that Antifa, the John Brown Gun Club of Elm Fork, which had links to that attack on the ICE facility, the Socialist Rifle Association, and just because they don't have LLCs or EIN numbers doesn't mean they can't get paid. Some of these funding platforms, crowdfunding platforms, are funded by this network that we call rioting. So,
Mr. President, if I can answer that question, the reason why they're doing it is because the same media that's sitting in this room with us has declared all of us at this table Nazis and fascists, and they've been doing this for years. This is why Antifa feels emboldened to attack us. Now, almost every single person at this table has been threatened with a steel bat. We've been assaulted, we've been harassed, we've been threatened, and that is in huge part due to the media. So my message right now is for you guys, because 2 years ago back in 2020, by the way, I was censored for my reporting on Antifa here in Washington, D.C. You were talking about how safe it is. Now, Mr. President, it wasn't so safe back then. Back in 2020, I watched as a father was being mobbed and surrounded by Antifa members as his terrified, crying children looked on and the police here did nothing. I watched as a woman had her hair violently ripped out of her skull simply for waving an American flag on the streets of Washington, D.C. And by the way, if you guys try to go and find any of this footage, you won't find any of it because Twitter deleted all of it because our president shared my reporting and they deleted my entire account immediately after. So now, if you want to know what happened in 2020, all you're going to see is the media headlines that said that it was fiery but mostly peaceful. Thanks for that one, CNN. The reality is that it was an extremely violent period of time, and for the last 10 years, Antifa has been wreaking havoc on law-abiding and innocent American citizens, and it needs to end. Now, I'm with Turning Point USA. It's an honor to be here, Mr. President. Thank you guys so much, everybody in the administration, for giving us a seat at the table, because the media has not only been demonizing us for so long, but immediately after the brutal assassination of our founder, Charlie Kirk, our Turning Point USA chapters have seen an uptick in violence across the nation as Antifa chapters that are embedded in our universities go and target them. It's been extremely difficult to report on the ground, and for a long time I was afraid to go to Portland because I knew that the only people who would have my back, like Julio said, were one of my friends on the ground because there is no police force there. I was terrified to go because I knew if I got shot or stabbed, and I have been assaulted, I've been mobbed and robbed in Austin, Texas by Antifa, that nobody would come to help me. So my plea to the entire administration, especially to the DOJ, is every single radical left-winger who is in front of the ICE facility in Chicago, in New York, in Portland. Please make sure that you use the full force of the law to come after each and every single one of them, because it is us being soft on left-wing violence that has fomented all of, the terror that we have seen in this country. And it is the left wing getting away time and time again with assaulting law-abiding American citizens that has led us to this place. So truly, to the Americans that I speak to on the ground, they feel completely abandoned by their state and local government. So please step in. You have Americans begging for the National Guard. And to the media over here, please report on the truth. Please do your jobs. I'm an American citizen. Everybody at this table simply views ourselves as American citizens who have an iPhone and the will to actually tell the truth. So please take your job seriously and tell the truth to the American people. And thank you for letting me be here on behalf of Charlie to continue his legacy of cleaning up the country. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Wow, you feel very strongly, I can see.
I'm mad. I got beat up so many times, Mr. President. My friends have gotten beaten up, and I want to cry right now from happiness because we have been completely ignored for so long. For almost 10 years, we've been getting assaulted on the streets. I have watched children cry as their parents have been attacked on the streets. That should not be happening at our nation's capital. So please, again, the DOJ, please utilize the full force and go after each and every single one of these people.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Great.
I lose your Instagram here. I'll bring you back. Bring y'all back. We're already lost anyway. Sing it at home wherever you are. Sing it out loud. I feel like I'm in a sing it out loud mood.
Take my hand, be my brother. The payments silence the massive saying terrified by oppression. Unity took a backseat, sliding further into regression. Whoa, oh, the only way
right now.
Let me ask you a question. Did you
Why don't we
get,
sign
did you
on
get
right
permission
now?
from your boss?
Why don't we sign on right now?
Did your boss, Donald
You
Trump?
can easily extend
Did your
the
boss,
ACA
did your
right
boss
now.
Donald Trump
He's
give
not
you
my
permission?
boss.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. And by the way,
So let me ask you a
why
question.
did you vote to
Let me
shut
ask
the
you a
government
question.
down?
You
Why
know
did you
I-
vote to shut it
Let me
down?
ask you a question.
For years, you always lectured about how we need to keep the government open.
You're making a show of this to
No,
make
it's
yourself
sad.
relevant.
We have strong borders. We have no men and women's sports. I mean, basic things. We're not going to take your child away and change the sex of your child. We're not going to do things like that. What they're doing to the country is so incredible. And they got away with it with all their woke crap, and now it's stopped. And we have a country that's based on common sense and strength.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. President, Brandy Cruz, you're going to hear us be very fired up today, and you can tell, and it's because some of us have been covering Antifa for 15 years and have never had anyone in a position of authority even acknowledge their existence. And I'll also tell you that I think that had you not done, the single most powerful thing you've done to deal with this scourge has been acknowledging that Antifa is a real thing. I genuinely believe there would be people at these tables who would be dead today and would have been killed in Portland had you not called them a terror organization and said we're going to bring the full weight of the federal government to bear. I talked to Katie Daviscourt in Portland the other day. She'd been assaulted all summer. And she said the same thing. They didn't seem quick to violence as soon as you made that designation. So they're thinking in their heads. They're worried. There's been 24 or so arrested in Portland. They don't want to go to federal prison. There's this video of them, one of them who was in the face of an ICE agent, and then he's in custody shaking. Once you take the mask off, they're nothing. And I was told by probably a dozen people not to tell you this. I'm going to tell it to you anyway, because it's relevant to what we're talking about. I'm living proof that you can recover from TDS. I had strong Trump derangement syndrome for probably 8 years. This is one of the reasons I recovered from it. And by the way, it's much better to not have TDS. I'm happier, I'm healthier, more successful. I even think I got a little more attractive after I got rid of my Trump derangement syndrome. Yes. You know, I'm a reporter in Seattle, and frankly, I could not care any less what any of you have to say about this meeting. Could not care any less. We're not here for you. I'm not here to convince any of you that Antifa is a real thing, because if you have not come to that conclusion by now, you are never going to come to that conclusion because you don't want to see it. And you're going to go and you're going to say it's a bunch of right-wing conservative influencers who are here spinning a tale. I was one of you. I was a mainstream reporter in Seattle for 10 years. I was a TV reporter on the streets doing my job, and I was still assaulted by Antifa. So it's not about being conservative. It's about people who go there and show what they're doing. And when I saw, after all those years, that the media wouldn't be honest about what was happening, that Democratic politicians wouldn't be honest about what was happening, I thought, well, gosh, if they're not being honest about that, maybe they're not being honest about President Trump either. And it opened my mind to just looking at things for what they were. And now I find you quite funny, actually.
It's hilarious when you don't have TDS.
But, you know, for me, again, I could not care any less the stories that they go to print. This is what I care about. We have 3.5 years. Nothing is guaranteed, although I think if Democrats keep it up, we'll probably have Republican presidents for the next 3 decades.
Trump
but nothing is
2028.
guaranteed, and so what I want to see over the next 3.5 years is a full court press to dismantle Antifa once and for all in a meaningful way. I know, Andy, we talked before this about some ideas. That's really what we want to. I don't care what the media says. I don't care what Democrats say. They will never wake up to this fact. So we want the federal government to take as many of these cases as possible, look at the interstate travel between Portland and Seattle when it comes to these people who are committing violent acts, and hopefully in 3.5 years, they will be a shell of their former selves.
Very close to done, and it's Antifa and many others, unfortunately. Yes. There are many others, bad ones. Most have been named terrorist organizations. There are a couple that we're going to, but I think we've got it pretty well covered. But there are many others, but very specifically today it's Antifa, and it's really bad, and we're going to get it cleaned up. Andy, do you have something? Thank you very much. I'm glad you no longer have TDS. I feel very good about that. Thank you.
Fox News alert, President Trump just announced a major deal between Israel and Hamas, which will be signed within hours. Senior correspondent Kevin Cork has the details. Kevin.
Evening, Jesse. History in the making for the president and for the negotiators from the U.S. and around the world, and indeed for the globe. a step toward peace that few believed possible, and yet here we are tonight. The president posting this on Truth Social. I am very proud to announce that Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of our peace plan. This means that all of the hostages will be released very soon, and Israel will withdraw their troops to an agreed-upon line as the first steps toward a strong, durable, and everlasting peace. All parties will be treated fairly. This is a great day for the Arab and Muslim world, Israel, all surrounding nations, and the United States of America. And we thank the mediators from Qatar, Egypt, and Turkey who worked with us to make this historic and unprecedented event happen. Blessed are the peacemakers. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. Incredible. And by the way, in case you missed it, here's the moment the president learned this deal was imminent.
Well, they're smart, but they're not smart enough. Oh, my microphone's broken. Departments to find the criminal conspiracy.
Okay. I'm just given. I was just given a note by the Secretary of State saying that we're very close to a deal in the Middle East, and they're going to need me pretty quickly.
Now, the exact terms of the agreement, which Israeli and Hamas negotiators traveled to Egypt to hash out on Monday, remain unclear at this hour. Though under the original agreement, Hamas would have to completely disarm in exchange for Israel's military operations to end. More humanitarian aid for Palestinians would be pushed into that enclave, and planning for the reconstruction of Gaza could begin. Under the terms of the deal, once all the hostages had been returned, Israel would agree to release 250 life sentence prisoners plus 1,700 Gazans who were detained after the October 7th attacks, in exchange for all the hostages, live and deceased, captured by Hamas. Now, shortly after the president made his announcement on Truth Social, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office put out a statement, Jesse. It said, with God's help, we will bring them all home. This is a win without question for humanity and for a president who may well have cemented the Nobel Peace Prize in the process. Great night indeed. Looking forward to tomorrow, Jesse.
Well, we sure are. Thank you, Kevin. Trump says Governor J.B. Pritzker and Mayor Brandon Johnson should be in jail. ICE officers' lives are in danger in Chicago, and at this point, they're aiding and abetting an insurrection. This is nothing more than sabotage and a dereliction of duty. But the mayor says Trump's just trying to lock up another brother.
It's certainly not the first time that Donald Trump has called for the arresting of a black man unjustly. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay firm.
Johnson's not very bright. Trump also wants to lock up the white guy. But the white guy's building a wall.
This is a convicted felon. I mean, think about that, who's threatening to jail me. I got to say, this guy's unhinged. He's insecure. He's a wannabe dictator. And there's one thing I really want to say to Donald Trump. If you come for my people, you come through me. So come and get me.
Jamie Beck's big, but he's not that big. How's Ribs going to stop a chopper?
Imagine being a child awakened in the middle of the night by a Black Hawk helicopter landing on your roof.
Kids in Chicago are getting hit by strays. If they see a Black Hawk land on a roof to round up bad guys, that's a dream come true. Ribs never worried about the children before. He thinks ICE is a bigger threat than street gangs. The whole city's infested.
We learned that the Chicago city streets have 110,000 gang members. That's right. You heard me right. They had 1,200 shootings this year alone, 360 homicides.
Parts of Chicago are more dangerous than Afghanistan. 5% of the people in Chicago are gang members. Almost 10% of the city is illegal. So the Guard's going in. Over 500 members of the Guard from Illinois, Texas, and California have been deployed for a 60-day mission. And what's J.B. Beck actually going to do about it? Nothing. If he tells Chicago PD to block the Guard, you think the police are loyal to Ribs or the president? The streets are begging for help, and Trump's the president for all Americans, even in Portland.
Yesterday morning, I was broken again for the 10th time. We need help here, and something needs to be done. So if this is what we need to do to get our leaders paying attention to what's happening in Portland, then I think it's a good thing.
A business is burglarized 10 times, and Portland politicians don't want to help? The only explanation is they want to help the criminals help themselves. The Portland mayor is a straight-up crime denier.
The president will not find lawlessness or violence here. I've been so deeply disappointed to see footage from a half-decade ago recycled and recycled again. If President Trump came to Portland today, what he would find are people riding their bikes, playing sports, enjoying the sunshine, buying produce at a farmer's market.
People enjoy sunshine and buy produce at farmers markets in Ukraine. Is Ukraine A-OK? And recycled footage? There's been riots for over 100 days. They showed footage of January 6th for 2 years, and that was only one day. And if we needed more proof that Democrats are colluding with Antifa, politicians are coaching them on when to throw Molotov cocktails.
They are trying to tell a story, a reality TV story for a reality TV president. We need to stay away from the ICE facility tonight, where almost assuredly they will have right-wing media influencers, agitators, and videographers to tell a propaganda story about us.
Reality shows aren't scripted. They're just pointing a camera at reality. And Democrats can't face the reality that their cities are unsafe because they'd be responsible for not doing anything about it. So they're blaming the cameras for the crime. Today, Trump held an Antifa roundtable at the White House.
Okay, I think we'll stop it right there. Let me flip on the Instagram here for us, but flip them back on. Hopefully, it looks like you didn't get your YouTube knocked off, Mel. I was wondering about that, about the copyrighted music. So hopefully that's okay. We're back. We're going to be back here when Tim's ready to come back on the screen here. I love it on the chessboard, too, by the way. Yeah, the king and queen. No, I don't. Mel's looking beautiful as always. Love the pink attire. And always got the awesome graphics here. So anyways, we got caught up there. Showed some of that. We were showing some of that yesterday, that meeting there. But that was still good recap on some of those. I love the lady saying she used to have TDS. TDS is strong in some people, and it is a major problem. So, we'll try to help cure them with memes. We'll meme them. We'll keep memeing them to death until morale improves and go from there. So I think Tim's catching up on the news, or is this a new update about Hamas? Is it actually official now, or what's the
it's official, yeah. If you want to go to Bottom of Diggers, there's a short clip, and there's an article, too. It was just announced during Jack Posobiec's show that they're opening up that border, that particular border.
Okay, sounds good. Let's check it out.
Right around when Jesse came on, when you were showing Hate on Music.
Yeah.
Right around
Okay, so we got this, the announcement at humanevents.com. I can go to that article, or you want me to play this? Let's play the video first, and I'll go to the article.
Sure.
Thank you so much, Matt. Appreciate that. By the way, folks, we do have breaking news out. This is humanevents.com has the story up. Hamas just announced an end to the war in Gaza, claiming they will open the Rafah border crossing. They are calling, and they announced, this is from the deputy chairman of Hamas. He has released a statement saying, "We declare an end to the war today and the start of a permanent ceasefire." Permanent ceasefire. This is in exchange for the prisoners in Israeli prison, detainees from Gaza, the hostages. That news coming down. Humanevents.com has the story. Incredible. Just absolute history. And it's all thanks to President Trump.
Let's
back
go.
To Events Daily continues.
Let's go. Let's go. For anybody that's suffering from TDS, for your friends out there, let's help y'all keep tabs on the score here. First president of all of our lifetimes, Donald J. Trump, to not put the United States into a new armed conflict, aka war. Only president of all of our lifetimes that didn't start a new war. Only president of the 21st century that Russia did not invade another country under. So we have, during Bush, Russia invaded Georgia, the country of Georgia. Under Obama, Russia invaded Crimea. And then, of course, nothing under Donald Trump. And then when Biden was in office, Russia invaded Ukraine. Okay, there's just some of the things he's done in his first administration, 4 peace agreements in the Middle East. Only president of our lifetimes ever to cross the DMZ, the demilitarized zone, into North Korea, brokering peace between North Korea and the United States and peace between North Korea and South Korea. Kind of a big deal. Defeated the ISIS caliphate in less than 2 years. Kind of helps when you're not hamstringed by the president saying you can't go after these people unless they fire on you. Well, we're going to use real intelligence and real bombs and real war to prevent, because peace through strength. Fast forward to Trump admin version 2, 3.0, if you will, after the dash. after the dash. What do we do? What else happened here? What was the first thing that happened? I was trying to think. I lost track. I lost a little bit of track there, but y'all should be keeping track. He's done like 7 different armed conflict ending India, and I had it, I think, on my Instagram or somewhere.
He mentioned it. He mentioned in the cabinet meeting this morning. That's his eighth
one now. Eighth way. Israel and the Hamas would be the 8th one. So India had a conflict with missing the country there.
Pakistan.
Oh yeah, India, Pakistan. There we go. And then Iran and Israel, right? He decimated Iran with a strategic strike. Seemed like it was already done, but either way, it was done with one strike. In his first administration, they thought there would be a war with Iran. He didn't even have to fire a single round. We didn't lose a single soldier. Even the media still tried to spin it like, oh, he didn't do anything. It's like, no crap, he didn't have to. And then Iran even admits in the news that they basically had to bomb the United States back to like save face, but they told the United States it was coming. If this isn't nods that the world was working together, just like QDrop 140, what if China, Russia, and others are working with POTUS to eliminate the New World Order? Hello, it's all playing out right before you. Hope you start paying attention. I know y'all listening and watching are paying attention, but we got to help our friends and family along the way too. So just send them on over here. Send them on over here. Hopefully their TDS isn't too to make them lose sight right away. Hopefully they listen. Hopefully they see our smiling faces and love and want to join us. We're going to keep doing that. And if not,
wasn't that a great testimony that woman gave? Like, I have to admit, I had TDS, and
I know, right?
I think I'm now happier and more attractive.
It got a little hotter. When they lose the blue hair and the nose rings and all this stuff, then they do happen to get a lot hotter. It seems like, as opposed to the other, yeah.
Right, it is. Like, who wants to be like? Maybe that's because your frequency raises, right? Because like you're at a lower frequency, and the anger and feeling
you're doing
trapped,
the healing, you're doing the work. Yeah, definitely doing the healing, doing the work for sure. And I mean, well, I'll just leave it be. I think those are all like everything we're seeing is being carefully crafted. But that's a story for other people though have had those real stories. I remember back in like 2020. This girl that had the green hair, and it was really a big awakening for her that, especially Trump and, saving the children and stuff. That was a big one because then she was pretty vocal, that she was super anti-Trump, and then to totally switch gears. Those are big, powerful voices, Love, love, love. 0731 Carol. Thanks for the comments, guys. Appreciate you guys. Again, I try to read them all after the show. Worldwide peace. Amen. Jedi knick-knack. What else we got? Peace in the Middle East. Pearl, that's Sunny. Love you, Sunny. Nothing can stop what's coming. When I opened up my Instagram for the second one, that's what I did. The title was "Nothing Can Stop What's Coming." The acronym INSWIC comes to 71. Yabba dabba doo. Mama Manager Ray. She's got beautiful art on her Instagram from her autistic son over on Instagram. Y'all want to go over there and follow her? She's got beautiful art of her son. I believe it's her son. Excuse me if it's not. Either way, thanks for all your love and support. She's always watching the Q School and all of us, all you beautiful patriots that come along with us. We really do appreciate you all.
So I did a little Q alert search on the title "Don't Stop Believing." So I put in believing, stop believing, or I put in believing. I think, yeah, just the single word. I found 5 drops, Kyle. They're pretty interesting, actually.
Okay, and I see it still streaming on your YouTube. Is anybody watching? Somebody is watching. You make a comment on YouTube if you don't mind. If y'all still there, looks like you are. But just we do get the comments fed over from X, Rumble, and YouTube. I just think I don't think we can respond back to you guys if you're on YouTube or X. So if you want to be engaged in the conversation, come on over to Rumble. But either way, if you make a comment from X or YouTube, the comment will still come over to our side on Restream, and we'll see that. So thank you guys for all the comments.
It will respond back.
Say again?
It will respond back because when Man of Truth responded and I responded to him,
cool.
it responded.
Okay.
So
I don't think it does for X though, but okay, that sounds good.
for X, that whenever they get their update done, hopefully.
Whenever they get their shit together, it's been a minute. That's okay. We're happy. We're glad we get to be out there and lots of people sharing out the live, and those numbers just keep going up and up. Thank you guys so much for all that. So yeah, we appreciate y'all.
All right. I've got to get this down. If for some reason it's up. There we go. Okay. Kyle, you MIA?
I'm here. I got a runny nose. Okay, so what else we got in Diggers? I know there's something else. Oh, let's check out this article about this peace agreement. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's an article about peace agreement, and then there's this thing too where it's Katie Noem, and she is walking out with, I think it's the Portland Peace Police.
Okay, yeah, let's do that next. So let's check out this article here with this Hamas here, and we'll go right to that. Thank you.
Don't stop believing.
Don't stop believing. Okay, you got us on the screen.
Isn't this a beautiful day, you guys? Peace in the Middle East.
Right?
I mean,
after thousands of years. Sorry, didn't mean to step on you, Mel. Anything else you want to add on that?
That's all. I'm in awe and grateful.
Right. Indeed. Hamas announces end to war in Gaza will open Rafah border crossing. I'm not familiar with what that is. I'm sure some of y'all that are deeply involved in this would know. And if y'all want to help educate me, we declare an end to the war today and the start of a permanent ceasefire. President of Peace, which by the way, I just had changed that. I think I changed there's these weird activations we got, Mel. My profile on Instagram, it says President of Peace. I'm pretty sure I made that a day before the agreement was actually announced. I don't know why that keeps happening. I'm just going to say that. So Hamas, what's that?
Over the target.
Over the target, yep. Hamas announced on Thursday that it was ending the war in Gaza and beginning what it called a, quote, permanent ceasefire, marking what could be the first step towards halting more than 2 years of conflict, plus thousands of other years. We declare an end to the war today and the start of a permanent ceasefire. Deputy Chairman of Hamas, Khalil al-Hayaya, said in a statement. 250 prisoners serving life sentences in Israeli prisons and 1,700, how many? 1,700 detainees from Gaza will be released.
Gotta love it.
Part of a ceasefire agreement, said Khalil. Khalil's the head coach of one of the football teams I'm going to be working at tonight. Anyways, not tonight, but the announcement follows the signing of a ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas that includes the release of all hostages held in Gaza. According to Israel's foreign minister, Gideon Sa'ar, Hamas has agreed to free the captives within 72 hours of the truce taking effect. This is going to be big for people that have been really affected by this. Quote, there will be a ceasefire and then the commitment within 72 hours of Hamas to release all the hostages. I believe that should bring the end to this war, end quote. Wow. So that was on Al Jazeera. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. It's going to be amazing to see how the TDS people are going to spin this one because we'll see how she plays. Maybe they'll finally start waking up. I don't know. And again, the shills that push the Trump's Israeli controlled asset, blah blah blah. They got nothing to go on either. They've been saying he was promoting war. Oh my God, what a sad day for them. Sad day for the shills. Sorry for your bad luck. Should have chose a different side. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu reacted to the development by calling for Donald Trump to be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. Imagine that if we actually awarded it to people who brought peace, right? Didn't you say they gave it to Obama before he was even in office, Mel? Is that true?
Yes.
Kyle, go to key drop 1259, please, sir. And then we'll finish reading the article. 1259. Speaking of Nobel,
we're going to jump right over there, right here, right now, right on the spot. You don't twist my arm with a good time. Send me to a Q drop. I'm here. Oh, look at this. Q drop 1259. This is the anon here. We're on Q drop 1259. Got a 59 in there. Was from April 24th of 2018, all the way back then when most y'all had never even heard of Q yet. POTUS and then the anon. Again, you can see who's writing these drops. And then it's got the black square. QAG just recently changed theirs where they put the anon's response at the top. I don't necessarily like that so much, but either way, this is what it is. So the anon says, POTUS deserves a Nobel Peace Prize for his work. Let me hop back over the article real quick. Benjamin Netanyahu reacted to the development calling for Trump to be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. Let's go back to QJOP 1259. Anon, maybe Netanyahu's been an anon all along. Yeah, right.
We call them BB drops.
BB drops. Q responded 3 minutes, 41 seconds later, or 221 seconds later to this anon statement. And Q says, we are in this together. No fame. This is about taking back.
Wasn't yesterday Delta? We are in it together.
We are in it together. In it together with the where we go, one we go all. Yep, I still had that up, I think, somewhere too. So we are in this together. No fame. This is about taking back our freedom and saving our children and people from the evil that has plagued our country and our world for so long. Q.
Amen. Yeah. You can see the bigger scope of this right now. This is worldwide peace happening right before our very eyes. This time in history.
Front of our mugs. Nice find there, Tim, on that one too. Great job, brother. So I'm gonna keep going back here. Donald Trump to be calling for Donald Trump be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize after the former U.S. president and current, helped broker the deal. Quote, give Donald Trump the Nobel Peace Prize. He deserves it. Read a post from the official X account of Prime Minister Bibi. There it is right there. Prime Minister of Israel. Okay, boom, boom, boom. I'm guessing that's AI. That's funny, though. Nobel Peace Prize. All right. October 9th, 6:41 a.m. Following the ceasefire announcement, 153, we're going to go to QDrop 153 right after this. That's perfect timing. Following the ceasefire announcement, 153 aid trucks entered Gaza through the Rafah crossing, according to the Egyptian Red Crescent. The convoy included shipments from the UN, Qatar, and the Egyptian Red Crescent, and is being processed for delivery through the Kerem Shalom crossing. This is breaking news stories. Refresh for updates. Let's refresh and go right to QDrop 153. Check this one out. It's one of the special ones, but I'm gonna search it this way. Just put in ask yourself. I'm on QAG, by the way, if you can see it right here. QAGG.news or .pub. Ask yourself. Ask yourself. There's exactly 45 QDrops with ask yourself. This one explains a lot. It's only Q-drop with a certain word in here of all 4,966. See if you figure out which word it is. I've told this before. Q-drop 153, November 14th, 2017. For the coming days ahead, ask yourself an honest question. Why would a billionaire who has it all, fame, fortune, a warm and loving family, friends, etc., want to endanger himself and his family by becoming POTUS? POTUS stands for President of the United States. Anybody doesn't know? Why would he want to target himself and those he cares about? Does he need money? No. Does he need fame? No. What does he get out of this? Basically nothing. Attacks. He's lost. He's the only president all of our lifetimes that actually lost net worth after entering the presidency. Everybody else profited off the presidency. He's actually lost money, among a million other things. What does he get out of this? Does he want to make the U.S. and world a better place for his family and for those good and decent people who have long been taken advantage of? Perhaps he could not stomach the thought of mass murders occurring to satisfy Moloch. Perhaps he could not stomach the thought of children being kidnapped, drugged, and raped, while leaders in law enforcement of the world turn a blind eye. Perhaps he was tired of seeing how certain races...
Muted. It muted you, bro.
These sons of bitches. Am I back? Is it on?
Yeah, you're good.
Are we on? Are we on? Okay. Perhaps he, I guess we're going to read it again if y'all going to try to stop this. Perhaps he could not stomach the thought of children being kidnapped, drugged, and raped while leaders and law enforcement of the world turn a blind eye. Interesting, it says turn instead of turned. Just caught my attention for the first time. Perhaps he was tired of seeing how certain races and countries were being constantly abused and kept in need, poor, and suffering, all for a specific purpose. What's that purpose? Perhaps he could not in good consciousness see the world burn. Why, hours after the election, did 7 people travel to an undisclosed location to hold a very private and highly secured and guarded meeting? That would be in a SCIF, a sensitive compartmentalized information facility. Leave your phones outside. Military planning at its finest. Why didn't Hillary Rotten Clinton give a concession speech? Now, if you look this up, she gave one like the day or so later, but she didn't give it the night of, which was never basically unheard of. And this is a future proofs past Q-drop, and how the Q-drops are quantum. Hillary Clinton did not give a concession speech. Creepy John Podesta came out and said, "Good night, everyone. Go home. We'll give you more information later." Same exact thing happened with Kamala Harris in 2024. Her campaign manager comes out and says, "Good night, everyone. Go home. We're back." They didn't even come out to actually give a concession speech. So future proofs past there, and a quantum Q proof right there with that one. When was the last time a presidential candidate, this is really the real quantum Q proof right here, this next sentence. When was the last time a presidential candidate didn't personally give a concession speech? Well, Hillary and then Kamala. And I don't know if it happened ever before that. I don't know. I've never heard that answer. If anybody wants to dig into that, I'd be very interested. Let me know. What happens if the border remained opened and the mainstream media continued to brainwash? Actually opened and the mainstream media brainwashed everyone when Hillary Clinton was president? It would be hell on earth. At what point do patriots and hardworking men and women become the minority? What about voting machines? Who owns the voting machines? Dominion and George Soros? What about voter ID laws? I've talked about this many times. Hope you've been paying attention. Photo ID? When is it necessary and must be presented? Okay, there's that great graphic that the Anons put together. You need it for a fishing license, to apply for food stamps, to even buy a lighter sometimes, to get alcohol. There's like 30 different things, but we don't use voter ID to vote, which is the most important thing to our democracy, a constitutional republic of this democracy, and what people literally gave their lives for, the right to vote. And we don't even allow a photo. Make it a law that a photo ID is required. It's absurd. When is it necessary and must be presented? Make a list, laugh. Reconcile. Would the chances of defeating evil grow less and less with each passing year? What does red line mean? Why again were the arrests made in Saudi Arabia so very important? I also say sexual abuse, satanic abuse, maybe perhaps, also double meaning there, so very important. What strings were immediately cut? Follow the money. When does a bird sing? Q. That's Q drop 153. First Q drop of Ask Yourself, one of 45. Ask yourself Q drops. It's the very first one, 153. And if you didn't catch it, the only time this word is ever said in 4,966 Q drops is right there. That word right there, only time you ever hear that word. This fits perfectly. It's off topic, but it's still similar because I was just mentioning North Korea. So let me go right into it. The second Ask Yourself Q drop doesn't come around until February of 2018. Anon puts this graphic together, and this is all from the Commie News Network, CNN. Hilarious and yet disturbing in no small measure that the media's hatred of Pence and the Donald Trump administration has compelled the corrupt media to side with slavery, death camps, human trafficking, narcotics, illegal arms, trading, etc. Is that still happening today with all those other clowns they've been supporting? They support criminals. They support open borders. They're anti-American. Okay, North Korea is winning the Olympics. And it's not because of the sport. So basically they're saying stealing the show of the Winter Olympics. How'd this go? Basically they're saying the site Mike Pence sabotaged. North Korea's charm offensive appears to be working. Essentially, the media was all of a sudden lovey-dovey with North Korea because they were so anti-Trump. This is before he crossed the DMZ, at least publicly. He did it much sooner than that actually happened publicly, and the Anons know that. We have the proof right in our Air Force One photographs. North Korea is a CIA black site. Operation Mockingbird is a CIA media control. Who is the media right now? Who in the media right now is glorifying North Korea to spite the Trump administration? That would certainly be CNN, but there was others. Time to take the offensive. Let's start taking names of all journalists that propagate North Korea. Let's not let them hide behind their banners anymore. Let's play Hunt the Spook. Okay, a spook is a term for spy. Okay, spy agent. And Q responds to this Anon by saying, ask yourself, why is North Korea participating in the Olympic Games this year? Ask yourself, why is the sister with Pence, Hunter Pence? Ask yourself, if controlled, how might you protect yourself and look for a way out? Ask yourself, what is a distraction? Ask yourself, why did Korea come together as a country versus North and South Korea? Okay. Ask yourself, what occurred in Asia, reference the pics, just prior to the Olympic Games. I believe that was Trump going to North Korea prior to this happening. Ask yourself, what does freed mean? Okay, we're freeing the world from this cabal, deep state stranglehold they had at everyone by even talks about, could the president of the United States be held hostage? And yes, North Korea was holding our American presidents hostage because they had nuclear weapons, miniaturized ones too, prior to it being announced publicly, that they could essentially just launch on the United States, and that would be the downfall of that U.S. president or a million other things. But this also coincides with the mainstream media put an article out that Kim Jong-un killed 5 of his closest generals. But no, what happened was the military, the Q team, the alliance, used the rods of God and destroyed their nuclear base that was inside a mountain and took out their nuclear weapons, and then also probably killed those handlers of Kim Jong-un. So he was actually freed. Ask yourself, what does freed mean? Ask yourself, do we want a war? Of course not. Ask yourself, who is trying to start a war? That would be the clowns in America, the CIA, Mossad, your intelligence assets. Let's go all the way to the top, the British intelligence too, behind all the bullshit. The greedy psychopaths, the 13 ruling bloodline families that used to be in power, the old guard that is being destructed right before your very eyes. Ask yourself, if a missile was launched by rogue actors, what would be the purpose? This was the missile launched at Air Force One. Ask yourself, what would and should immediately start a war? Well, if they killed the president with a missile launch, we would want to go into war immediately. That's how these greedy psychopaths were that insane and hell-bent on bringing us to war and not letting Trump succeed. They launched a nuclear weapon at Air Force One when he was going from Canada to Korea, and they were going to blame it on North Korea to immediately launch us into World War III. This is real talk. Ask yourself, would the public understand the following statement? Quote, rogue actors, clowns, and U.S. former heads of state initiate a missile launch in order to force the U.S. into a war and conflict against X. X would be whoever, right? North Korea in this instance. Be the autist we know you are. Those who cannot understand that we cannot simply start arresting without first ensuring the safety and well-being of the population, shifting the narrative, removing those in D.C. through resignation to ensure success, defeating ISIS and MS-13 to prevent fail-safes. These are their assets, guys. These are your false flags. Freezing assets to remove network-to-network abilities, kill off the chain of command of the deep state cabal to prevent top-down comms and organization, etc., from continuing, etc., etc., should not be participating in discussions. Now, this is early on in the Anon days, but how relevant is this to today? Most people have no idea, but many people are waking up. But don't even start participating in the discussions if you don't understand the top-down that we just read here. All right? Hoo-yah. Q plus. So that's a big one. That's a big one.
That is big, and it actually lines up perfectly with the news that we're seeing unfold before our very eyes today specifically. I mean, we're talking about peace throughout the world. There's only one war left right now, as far as I can tell, and that's the Russia-Ukraine, but there's many more meanings behind that than, we've talked about it for a long time, right? I mean, Ukraine is just so infested with and so infiltrated with some of that dark stuff. I won't talk about it here live, but just think biolabs and child sex trafficking and, human organ harvesting and experimentation. Go back, think of the old Nazi days, right? That's kind of what Putin's been, his task is to clean all that mess up over there, mop it up, clean the slate, because those psychopaths were using that as home base, basically. So
Absolutely.
that one will be coming to a close shortly. You'll see that one now that you see peace in the Middle East now, especially with today's breaking news. I think you're going to see the shift to Russia, Ukraine. Trump will anyway, his administration. I think you'll see that
Coming
one
next.
Coming next.
Coming
yeah.
next. Wonder how the liberals are going to handle that one.
And we're still awaiting the Muslim Brotherhood designation of terrorist announcement.
Okay. Awesome. Wow. It's really special times to be alive, guys. If this doesn't we keep getting confirmations after confirmations after confirmations. If you can't figure out that where this beautiful plan is behind us, we have the greatest military in the history of the world. All this stuff's already been done too, right? This is the movie playing out before us. So we're going to help you all understand it. So there's nothing to absolutely fear. All the nasty, dirty work's been done already, although there might still be stuff. We saw the dinner with the military having the steak and lobster. Generally means they're going to be going off to a dangerous mission. So there's still stuff happening there. And I think somebody else explained it well. It's like we've already cut off like the heads of the snake, but there's still all the underlings and all the tentacles throughout. That's all we see on Project Safe Childhood. We haven't gone there in a while. Let's go there right now. Let's go to justice.com. Project Safe Childhood /PSC is the actual address here. So you just go to justice.gov/PSC. Project Safe Childhood. Let's see what's going on in the latest. Unfortunately, we have to keep watching these and seeing this happen, but we got to eradicate it all. So October 7th, so it hasn't been updated in a couple days, but local leader of Chamber of Commerce charged with attempted enticement of a minor. So this is a congressional people or assembly people in some local area. Not much else information on that one. Local leader of New York Capital Region Chamber of Commerce charged with attempted enticement of minor. So there's another one. I don't know if it's the same person. Might be different though. Warm Springs, man. Is Warm Springs out by you, Mel? Is that New Mexico or is that California? Not sure. Sentenced to federal prison for coercion and enticement of a minor. This is all October 7th. Bucks County man charged with child pornography offenses. Put a millstone around his neck. Former area soccer coach sentenced to 15 years in federal prison for production of child pornography. Put a millstone around his neck. Former children's physician sentenced to 4 years in prison for possession of child sexual abuse material. I think 4 years is pretty freaking light. but we'll keep taking these arrests all day, every day. Okay. And it's actually, maybe it's a good thing that's seeing these arrests slow down, because maybe we are eradicating most of them already. We've shut down a lot of their sites, the black dark web. Silk Road was one of the names of the one. Backpage was a major one that's been totally shut down. I mean, thousands upon thousands of pedophiles and in a network there where they would exchange child pornographic material, other things of that nature. People don't know, when Twitter first came around, there was select hashtags that they could do, and they would have paid sites. And if you had the secret hashtag, they would even live stream in this horrific stuff. So it's a deep, dark secret that's no longer secret. We're here to expose it. It's pretty obvious that it's very real, and that's what's ran the world. Blackmail has ran the world here. So yeah,
Right.
I think we'll go with that next there, Mel. Christy Noam. Anything else to add on those
Yeah,
topics?
I've got, well, none on those topics, but I just want to remind everybody there was a full cabinet meeting this morning, just before Q School, actually around lunchtime. We don't have time to play it. It's about an hour long, but there's a lot of great discussion there. Each cabinet member, they go around the table. So if you guys missed that, just go to, on YouTube, you can go to the White House website, and that video will be there for you to replay when you have spare time. And also, I just dropped on Diggers for you, Kyle, anytime you want to take a breather, 9-minute clip with Trump with the Finland's prime minister in the Oval Office, and I'm sure they're taking questions too. So that would be one of our most recent updates with the boss. Melzie, what do you got, sister?
Yeah, I just have the Christy Noam where she's talking to the police chief,
Right.
chief in Portland, and he kind of looks like defeated a little bit, and it looks like there's, he's being walked out, and there might be a U.S. Marshal in the background. I'm not sure, but it's an interesting, I think she came in and kind of laid down the law of what's going to be happening there. And so I think it's a buckle up buttercup moment for him.
It makes sense, because they were the police were the ones that arrested the good guys, the reporter, the journalists on the streets. They were defending themselves. They were being attacked by Antifa. Instead of arresting Antifa, they arrested the civilian journalists.
Yeah.
So that was discussed yesterday at the round table too. That was a big thing yesterday. So I'm glad that the Trump administration is putting their foot down once and for all. That's enough. They've had enough.
Had enough. We're not going to take it
FAFO.
anymore. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
Pull that one up real quick, Kyle. That one's Diggers. We could take a look at it, and there's a video in there too. So I'm sure everybody's seen it, but maybe there's some that haven't.
Yeah, I haven't. So here's our YouTube. Here's YouTube real quick too. So this was Fox Now. Again, the whole cabinet meeting, an hour and 10 minutes was this roundtable. That's what Tim's talking about right there. But it's also even live again. Here's the White House channel that Tim was just talking about. White House channel is live. Here's Trump, the hardest working man in the world. President Trump participates in a bilateral meeting with the president of I don't know what it just cut off on this. Finland. Thank you. Finland. So he's in there right now live with that. So that's the White House. You can watch that. But here's your homework. And then I saw a shorter version from the State Times, Cal State Times, at 13 minutes. So maybe if we need a break later, we can go
Just
to
type in the White House. Show them the White House the site for everybody.
Well, yeah, it's the White House. The White House is their own site on YouTube. So there it is. They're live. And then again, the round table here. There it is. Delivers remarks. Oh, these are older ones. So where do I go? Videos. Just go to videos and it'll have the latest one. There it is. This is the one from Antifa. So I guess maybe they're still live.
Hit the live one.
Okay.
That will be, it's a smaller part of the puzzle, but very important part. They have a great new ambassador that I appointed, Michelle. Great new ambassador. So yeah, please.
So there he is doing his thing. So let's check out this Christy Noam thing that we got. And there's 9 minutes too. If that'd be maybe a good clip right there that Tim's got for us. Finished that article about the ceasefire. Here's what Mel's got for us. So I'm just gonna go ahead and read this. We'll show the video clip. It looks like it's a shorter one. A couple of screenshots too, showing U.S. Marshals there. So let's see where'd this come from. Captain Kyle. He's an awesome, great working patriot. Captain Kyle, Patriots. That's from Telegram, but he's on multiple platforms as well. So remember this post from yesterday. The chief of Portland Police was spotted after his meeting with Christy Noam and looks like he's about to cry. We'll see the pictures in the video in just a second. Noam let down the hammer on this Antifa sympathizer. They're all through everything in in Portland. They're all riddled all over the place, and they're actually police officers, looks like police commissioners and police chiefs. Again, the Q Drop 14. What happens if police commissioners and police chiefs do not enforce the law? That's why Trump has asked them first to do it themselves. And when they don't, they are violating the law. And if they will not protect their city, then that authorizes the president to federalize the National Guard and other police forces to go in there and clean up the problem. Right along with the Constitution. Trump is doing everything by the book, by the law. Anyone that says otherwise is lying to you or doesn't understand the law. There's only two options. Nick Sortor, whom he attacked after Nick's arrest, was there to capture it too. I guess this the chief of police must have attacked Nick Sortor. Okay, I think Nick Sortor was even in Trump's cabinet meeting the other day too. After he was there too to capture it. Okay, so he's got this all on live here. There's Captain Kyle from Telegram. One of our members, an amazing Anon, came up with this. So I love you too is one of their, somebody on Telegram added note. U.S. Army Special Forces, Green Berets. I asked Grok. The hat appears to be a yellow baseball cap emblazoned with the U.S. Department of the Army seal, an eagle atop a shield, and the text U.S. Army Special Forces below it. I had a cousin, by the way, who was one of the first lives lost in the Afghanistan bullshit after 9/11. He was one of the first people that died after 9/11 in the military. He was actually a Green Beret. He was a Green Beret, and they, unfortunately, when they were logging in their GPS location, the batteries died, and when they put the batteries back in, it zeroed in on their location, and they actually got hit by a friendly fire missile. So shout out to all the amazing soldiers and military protecting our freedoms around the world, and anybody that's lost loved ones or had injured military people as well too. So Grok, Special Forces specifically refers to the U.S. Army's elite units, commonly known as Green Berets. The U.S. Marine Corps has its own separate special operations component called MARSOC. The camouflage uniforms show here are consistent with the U.S. Army's Operational Camouflage Pattern, OCP, and several individuals have beards, which are often permitted for Army Special Forces operators during the certain missions or in relaxed grooming standards. This one's pretty funny. I've got lots of Navy SEAL friends too. They're very strict standards on the haircuts and all this stuff. Can't have facial hair, but when they're deployed in these special operations missions, the first thing they're doing is growing beards. I mean, it does help them blend in, but they also love to do the beards and stuff, especially since it's so against
Pete Hegseth made a comment too. He said, like when he was talking about,
well, he did mention the beard.
Yeah, he said, and if you want to be like have a beard, go to special ops.
Oh, he actually said that. Oh, I remember we were listening to that, and I heard part of the something about beard, but I missed that part about saying the special ops. That's pretty cool. Nice shout out from the general. Or what's his role? Secretary of War. Secretary of War. Thank you, Pete, sir. The item circled in green appears to be a patch on the person's upper arm sleeve. Based on the blurry details, it resembles the U.S. Marshals Service seal, which features a 6-pointed star within a circular ring on a blue field, often used as an arm patch on tactical or uniform shirts. However, the image quality is too low to confirm definitively without higher resolution. It's consistent with the USMS, that's U.S. Marshals Service, insignia, but could also be a similar law enforcement patch from another agency involved in the scene. From related discussions and context around the video, likely from an arrest at Portland ICE facility involving federal agents, some observers noted, quote, U.S. Marshal markings on the back of vests or jackets in similar footage, suggesting federal involvement, but Portland police were the primary arresting agency, according to the reports. At the very end is a U.S. Marshal, question mark. Have they all been arrested, including the corrupt police chief? Okay, that's what we ask. Now let's think about this. Besides how amazing this is and all that she noticed and researched, we always get asked in the Q&As about local and when that it's going to happen. When are these local corrupt individuals going to be taken down? And that's probably like your last end of the show, right? When all these local guys get removed, and that's when the people need to be ready to step in. There's going to be all these people, judges, even your doctors, people that lied on all this stuff with the medical things, your politicians, your police, the police officers, police commissioners, plus. There's going to be new people stepping into those roles, or obviously we might change some of these things, but there's still going to be good people like you and I out there that are going to have to step into some of these roles. That's probably why they have such a big signing bonus for ICE agents, train you up in a certain very specific way. And then once you have that federal training, you can go into local departments as well too, have a nice career. There's a real good possibility you watched it yesterday on that video, and it's happening all over the country. Let's freaking go, baby. I'm already censoring myself more since being on the radio. We'll try to keep it PG-17 around here. Okay, so here's a couple screenshots Mel cooked up for us. So there's the yellow hat that I was reading about with the eagle. I believe that's Army Special Forces, specifically maybe even the Green Berets. Shout out to them. Here's the pin, again, real small and kind of blurry. That's what the AI was trying to, but it's right on the collar there, and he's in the suit, pretty consistent with U.S. Marshals. You also see if there's ever a female being arrested. If there's females with the marshal pin, the female marshals will arrest the female crooks, just like we saw Nancy Pelosi after the 2021 Capitol incident. She's being escorted by 5 female agents in nice suits with the pins. So let's see this video here.
I'm going to give this to somebody. Yeah.
Zoomed in on there's the yellow hat, Army Special Forces, and then the pen back there. Again, a little difficult to see, but clearly you can see some of these people are not just your average Joe Schmo. They're in military fatigues, which this is a domestic terrorist event. And the Q-Job's been preparing us about this for almost 8 years now. We're almost close to that 8-year Delta coming in soon, coming in hot. So get ready. Get ready. If you ain't ready, you're going to need to be ready.
So don't stop believing.
Don't stop believing.
Hold on to that feeling.
We're going to make Tim bust out his guitar here.
Right?
Oh yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah. I could do that someday. You never know. You never know. You just have to keep tuning into Q School.
Right.
Yeah. So
Well, let's play that 9-minute clip. Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah.
We can all take a little break, and then
there's also breaking news. There's breaking news again. And Andrew Kovlet, he's part of the Charlie Kirk organization. In that he has the Charlie Kirk. He does the Charlie Kirk show at noon till 2:00, and then Jack.
What's the name?
Andrew Colvett.
He's like the regular guy now.
Yeah, he is he's always been the executive producer of the Charlie Kirk show. Now that Charlie's gone, he stepped in, and they bring in all their guests. But anyway, he just had scoop. Dominion Voting is sold to a company run by ex-GOP election official. Dominion Voting, guys.
That's big. That's really big. I don't think we can even understate that, how big that is. That, track the resignations, track these sell-offs, everything else.
Yeah.
Follow the money. Follow the money.
Follow the money, yeah, and we're going to probably get more details. There's no link on that one, but it was just a screenshot of the breaking news. If you want to show it on the screen, Kyle, for everybody, they can maybe take a shot of it. It's
nice,
right
nice find there, Timbo. Nice find for sure. Here's the
Yeah,
graphic. Breaking. Yeah, this is from Andrew Colvett. This is the guy you were talking about. He's in place of Charlie Kirk now. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Executive
producer. Yeah.
Okay, I'll make sure I'll follow him on X. Breaking: Dominion Voting sold to an ex-GOP election official. Hopefully it's a good one, not a deep stater. I'm sure it's not if this is happening now. Scoop: Dominion Voting sold to a company run by ex-GOP election official. That's all we got right there on that. So we'll have to check out that article. Thank you, Tim. And then, Columbus Day was just mentioned. Gateway Pundit. Let's go on this one right now, and then
I just noticed that. That was before the cabinet meeting, and I missed that this morning because I didn't see the beginning. But look what he did just before the cabinet meeting.
Yeah, it's going to be on the October 13th. So I guess that's probably a different day than it used to be, right? It used to be a different time, and then they made it Indigenous Peoples Days, which is great to celebrate that. But that's that again, the dividing stuff, right? All this dividing stuff, not honoring our past of what happened, and staying true to the history. When we try to erase history, then we're going to wind up repeating it, right? So we need to understand this. Did you have something else?
Yeah. Okay. Can you just go back up to the article about the GOP? So just think about how Elon Musk bought Twitter, and it was kind of like he bought a crime scene, they say. So do you think that maybe this is a way that they could be able to get into the machines and see what was going on and buying the crime scene?
Definitely. I mean, I trust we had access to that already, but maybe just to verify stuff, because we also have, our military in these systems, but also shout out to John McAfee, who's I think's on our Instagram and Facebook accounts, by the way, as another name. John McAfee, the antivirus thing was basically designed as to infiltrate all these systems and devices. It was a secret backdoor in that only they had. So shout out to the amazing plan that's been in place for much longer than we have any idea. Decades and decades in the making. Beautiful plan. Great mind there, Melzie, to think of that though too, for sure. Either way, it's got to be good, right? And then with access to the crime scene. I like how you said that, just like Elon Musk taking over Twitter. So here's this watch. Columbus Day, we're back, Italians. President Trump signs powerful Columbus Day proclamation for the original American hero. Proclamation slams left's vicious and merciless campaign against Columbus. Let's go to the Gateway Pundit, see what they got about this article here real quick. I just read that whole title there. Just came out. This must be in all Eastern time, huh? It's not 2 p.m. for me yet, so that must be Eastern time. That's good to know. Okay, President Trump signs Columbus Day proclamation during cabinet meeting October 9th. Here we are today. President Trump opened his cabinet meeting on Thursday by signing 2 proclamations honoring legendary Norse Viking Leif Erikson. Interesting, which, by the way, they made it to America before Columbus. There was others, and the legendary Christopher Columbus, who the proclamation describes as the, quote, the original American hero, a giant of Western civilization, and one of the most gallant and visionary men to ever walk the face of the earth. Yeah, and honestly, like that's pretty bold to go out there off the edge of the world and try to go all the way around. And lo and behold, the rest is history. So Leif Erikson Day is today, October 9th. Okay. Shout out to the Vikings, anybody with Viking heritage and stuff. I have Scandinavian roots in my blood for sure. And Christopher Columbus Day is on Monday, October 13th. No longer will Columbus's memory be adulterated with so-called Indigenous Peoples Day. So again, it must be a different day now because we certainly want to what's the word? I can't find the word. So we want to honor our indigenous peoples, but it shouldn't be overlapped with Columbus and calling Columbus, and people say you can't celebrate Thanksgiving, all this nonsense. It's been so blown out of proportion. This is what happens when you become too sensitive and a bunch of libtards start running things, and then we're let mentally ill men call them women, and you can't call them what it actually is. Outrageous. Somebody said, I'm going off the rails here. Let's go back. In other words, we're calling it Columbus Day, the president remarked while signing his proclamation, leading to cheers and applause from the crowd. Yeah, including the press. Quote, that was the press that broke out in applause. I've never seen that happen before. The press actually broke out in applause, he said, laughing. That's the boss, as he said, jolly laughing. He continued, quote, good, Columbus Day, we're back. Columbus Day, we're back, Italians. We love the Italians, end quote. Shout out to CeeLo on Instagram, who's lost a bunch of accounts, just lost a few more accounts recently. Sorry about that news, but hopefully y'all holding up okay. Cece, proud Italian, doing awesome work. Digital Soldier Realms over on Instagram, TikTok, other places. Okay, Columbus, we're back. Let's see. This might be a short video. Let's see. Is it not a video? Okay, it doesn't want us to do the video. Trump's Columbus Day. I can't think we get the idea. True American hero. One section of the memo reads, outrageously in recent years, Christopher Columbus has been a prime target of a vicious and merciless campaign to erase our history, slander our heroes, and attack our heritage. Before our very eyes, left-wing radicals toppled his statues, vandalized his monuments, tarnished his character, and sought to exile him from our public spaces. Under my leadership, those days are finally over, and our nation will now abide by a simple truth. Christopher Columbus was a true American hero, and every citizen is eternally indebted to his relentless determination. And again, I'm very proud of indigenous people and I have a deep, strong connection with them. But people, when they say it's stolen land, it's called conquered. The land was conquered, just like everywhere else around the world. There's evolution. Doesn't mean it's right, but that's how it went. All right. The proclamation also credits Columbus for, quote, paving the way for the ultimate triumph of Western civilization on July 4th, 1776. Manifest Destiny, United States of America became a thing less than 3 centuries after he discovered America. Okay, this goes on about that. I think we'll leave that okay for, they tore down his statues and put up nothing but woke, or even worse, nothing at all. He said in a statement talking about what they've done with Christopher Columbus. Again, it became another day full of hate, just like the left. That's their favorite thing to do, is spew hate and vitriol because they haven't done the healing themselves. They're still stuck in their narcissism. Something caught my attention over here. Where did it go? CIA. Okay, I guess not. It must have went away. It said CIA, and I saw Joe Biden on there. It must have just updated. It went away. Something about Joe Biden in Ukraine and the CIA. I guess we did that one yesterday. So that's what happened. It updated there. Okay, so that one. And then, how about we'll play that video now? 9 minutes from the Oval Office. Sound good, friends?
Yeah, and there's a couple of short clips right after that where he's answering questions with the media, so we can get caught up.
Should I do those first, or do the 9-minute one first, and then the other one?
Do the 9-minute one. We'll see what he says to the leader of Finland, and then maybe the questions start there. I don't know how Carly's chopping it up, but these videos are coming from Midnight Rider channel.
Midnight Rider, Carly. Say your last name again. How she pronounce it again, Tim? Bonet?
Carly Bonone.
Bonone. Thank you, brother. Okay, let's go check out Carly, what she's got drops for us, and my friends bringing the sauce here. So Midnight Rider on Telegram, Midnight Rider channel, Telegram. Of course, she's going to be on X as well too. I'm assuming it would be Midnight Rider also. She's got the little pirate logo. Let me actually hop over there just for a second, show everybody what the channel looks like. We haven't done that, I don't think, before.
On Twitter or on X, she's Kalushka, Carly Kalushka or something like that. Somebody stole her Midnight Rider.
Okay. So there it is. That's what the picture looks like. It's not letting me scroll no, it is. Okay. Midnight Rider channel. This is Telegram Carly channel. The real Carly and X only. Carluska P is real. Everyone else is being sued for using copyright artwork.
That's right.
Yeah. And then T.me real Carly Bonone. Tim says so. Karli Bone, and then you can find her on X as well too. Does great, just awesome with the news, like the short clips, cuts them all up. Another amazing, hardworking digital soldier in these.
Bonet. Did I say Bonone? Bonet.
Yeah, you said Bonone for a long time. Bonet makes sense.
Isn't it Bone?
No, well they do the A at the end. Bonet,
maybe. Okay, we'll have to find that out then. Okay, all right. So either way, let's go with this little clip here without further ado, and we'll jump into it.
I think the reason that we landed in Finland is that 60% of the world's icebreakers are built in Finland. 80% are designed. We've been building them for over 100 years. And speaking of price and time, I think we're the country that can provide them half the price and half the time that others have it. And I think it's a huge strategic decision by the president as well, because we all know that the Arctic is important strategically, militarily, and in terms of the economy as well. And now we can work on this together. Finland is a strange country in the sense that we are probably the only country in the world where all the ports are frozen in the winter. And that's why we built the know-how in icebreakers. Now we can work on this together. I remember the first conversation we had, you mentioned the fact that Russia has 40, and you need to start ramping this up. And this is an indication that we're going to do it, and we're going to do it together. I also think that this strengthens our bilateral relations. I know I come from a small country, but for us to be able to work together with you is extremely important from a strategic perspective as well. So we appreciate the cooperation, and we're going to deliver the first one 2028.
Good. Just a little bit before a big event.
Yeah.
So it'll be good. That's great. And actually, it's true. I came here and they were building an icebreaker. They had no idea what they were doing. They had no idea how much it was going to cost. They knew nothing. And we have our Secretary of the Navy right over here. We're working on a lot more than icebreakers. We're working on some very, very big and important ships. But they had no idea what they were doing. And I was with you, and I ended up meeting you and knowing you. And I heard about Finland and their icebreakers. And I said, do me a favor. Would you have your people take a look at what these people are doing? And it came out that just as I thought, they had no idea what they were doing. And we got involved, and we ended up. We need these ships very badly because we have a lot of territory, more than anybody. And so I'm very honored to have this deal, and thank you very much. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great partnership, and it's a great honor to have you, Mr. Prime Minister. Would you like to say something, please?
First, Mr. President, thank you very much. It's a great honor to be here today. And as a Prime Minister of Finland, I want to say that this deal is very important to Finland and our economy. because our economy is suffering a lot because of Russian aggression in Ukraine. And this deal, it means investments, it means jobs, and jobs means hope. And that's why this is so important. And I want to thank your leadership on this deal and this issue. Thank you very much.
So you've been affected very badly by the war going on, the ridiculous war going on, right?
Yes, because we have to close the border with Russia. We have 1,300 kilometers common border with them, and affects the atmosphere in Finland, in investments, and that's why we need good news. Our people need hope.
Right. So your border is closed.
It's closed.
And that's because you have so many Russians trying to get in?
Yes, they started to push illegal migrants to our border. That's why we were forced to close it.
And people also that don't want to go into the military, I guess, trying to come through, right?
Yeah, some of them are escaping. Fortunately, on our side, we don't have that problem. In Finland,
no, you have a great military.
Yeah, we have compulsory military service, and as I always say, we have 900,000 men and women who've done it, including myself and the Prime Minister. We have 200.
And you've been fighting Russia for a long time. So how many years have you been indirectly fighting Russia?
Well, put it this way, we have managed our relationship since the 1300s with about 30 skirmishes, but it's been very peaceful at our border after World War II. Yeah, but it's been peaceful at our border since the Winter War and the War of Continuation. But, I mean, a lot of it is because we actually have a very large military. It's the biggest in Europe together with Turkey, Ukraine and Poland. We have over 60 F-18s. We just bought 64 F-35s. We'll roll out the first one in Texas in December. We have the biggest artillery in Europe together with Poland. And as I always say, we don't have it because we're worried about Stockholm.
Well, you really have proportionately, I think, the largest military in the world, proportionately.
It's quite big, yes, I have to admit. But, you know, we have it for defense purposes and also to build a deterrence. And it's worked, and I think that's one of the reasons that our relationship is so good as well. We have the Defense Cooperation Agreement with you. Right. We're new allies in NATO. Our defense expenditure is going north of 3%. We work very closely with you and the rest of our allies. And, you know, when you push the ceiling of defense expenditure in NATO to 5%, you can imagine that a country like Finland was quite pleased with that, because that means that all of the allies have to bring up their defense expenditure, and you basically increased our security just with that decision in The Hague. And I have to admit that having been to my first NATO summit in the summer of 2024, if someone would have told me that you will move from 2% to 5% after Trump enters, I would have said, go see a doctor. But, you know,
well, they had to do it, and you were great about it. Spain has not been. Spain is the one that didn't do it. And so I think you people are going to have to start speaking to Spain. The only one that didn't do it, the only NATO country that didn't do it is Spain. And you'll figure what that's all about, right?
Yeah, I mean, we'll work, and I think with the leadership also of Mark Rutte, the Secretary General of NATO. I think, you know, there are a lot of commitments that have to take place, and this, of course, is going to also increase industrial defense exchanges. I think we buy 4 times more military material here from the U.S., and I think it's an essential part of our whole military setup in Europe. And it's good to be working on this together. But there's one thing that I wanted to mention also. I want to congratulate you for what we have seen in the past 24 hours in Gaza.
Thank you.
I think it's a historic deal. I went through the 20 points. It's almost like the best of record. You really see all the key elements. And if someone would have said a few weeks back that you and your team are able to push us to a position where there will be a ceasefire, an exchange of prisoners, hostages, and then a pullback, I would not have believed it. But this is what diplomacy is at its best, and I think it's a potentially huge deal. So congratulations to you and your team.
Peace in the Middle East. Yes,
peace in the Middle East, yeah.
And every country came together. Every single country came together, and people are shocked by it. But it's an amazing situation. Nobody thought it was going to happen. Thank you very much. And you've been of help too. You help always. But we are really working more closely together, having to do with Russia, Ukraine.
Yeah.
And I would have thought that would have been easier, because that would be number 8 for me, number 8. And I would have thought the Russia deal maybe would have been one of the easier ones. And unfortunately, last week they had over 7,000 soldiers die
unnecessarily. So it's a terrible thing, but I think we'll be getting there hopefully soon.
Yeah, and probably we'll go, or you will be going piece by piece. There are only so many agreements that you can get done, and I think this one will be the next big one. Of course, this one needs to stick, and I'm sure
That's
it
right.
will, because
That's what
the
we were just
incentives are
talking about.
all
Let's
there.
go.
And then we'll continue to work. The last time I was here in the Oval Office was with the other European leaders in August, and I think we did a lot of good advancement there on security arrangements. I think you pushed us Europeans hard not to buy oil and gas from Russia, which I think is a very correct decision. Europe just put down its 19th sanctions package. I think Russia is actually right now, both economically and militarily, not in a very strong place. And I think it's because of the commitments that we've made to Ukraine. So, day by day on this one.
We're going to get it worked out.
Question for President Stubb. You have time and again said that one should not underestimate Mr. Trump's negotiating ability. Do you personally believe that Mr. Trump deserves to win the Nobel Peace Prize tomorrow?
Well, I think that's probably a decision that comes from the Nobel Committee. And my take is that there are two key pieces that have to be solved in the big picture. One is in the Middle East, and we're seeing the results of that. And then the other one is between Russia and Ukraine. And once those are solved, I don't see any impediments to it.
Do you plan to nominate Mr. Trump next year if he doesn't win?
This year? I think probably the...
Let's go. Wow. I got some updated breaking news for the Dominion voting too. I got the actual articles are posted too, Kyle.
Okay.
We know
what was that key? What was the key point? I kind of missed it. I was doing something on the back end. What was that big thing you just said we were talking about? Just to recap.
We're talking about the he's done he solved 8 world wars, and we talked about the Russia-Ukraine stuff, and that'll be the next domino, and that's what exactly they talked about in the Oval Office. Yeah, that's where they're heading there.
Cool. Okay, thank you for that, Tim.
Yeah. So I've got the breaking news for the Dominion, and I also got the 2 short clips from the media asking questions. So you can go whichever way you want with that, bro.
Yep. Okay.
Don't stop believing, everybody. Things are happening. It's beautiful.
Let's actually let's do these next 2 clips, and then we'll go back to the Dominion thing.
Okay, sounds good.
I want to know, how do you see the Middle East in a year from now under your leadership, and if you see maybe option for normalization between Israel and Saudi Arabia?
I think it's going to be great. I think it's the hostages will be coming back Monday or Tuesday. I'll probably be there. I hope to be there, and we're planning on leaving sometime Sunday, and I look forward to it. And everybody, I see is celebrating in Israel, but they're celebrating in many other countries too. A lot of the Muslim and Arab countries, they're celebrating. Everybody's celebrating. Everybody loves the deal. So it's a great honor to have been working on it. And as you know, it's all finalized and done. We've had a lot of terrifically talented people. We've had tremendous support from UAE, Saudi Arabia. Qatar has been unbelievable. Egypt, as you know, and Jordan. Indonesia. I mean, I don't want to leave anybody out. Just so many different countries. It's been incredible. Nobody's seen anything like it. So I think in a year from now, it's going to be great. I think it's going to be.
How do you rate your chances of winning the Nobel Peace Prize tomorrow?
Well, I don't know. Look, I made 7 deals, and now it's 8. Solved the wars, one going 31 years, one going 34 years, one going 35 years, one going 10 years. I made 7 deals. This would be number 8. The one I thought that I was going to make, and I think we will probably, is because it's a ridiculous war. It's a horrible war. The worst since World War II. If you look at the people dying, is Russia, Ukraine. I think we'll do that too. We've a lot of reasons for them to do it, and I think they'll be coming to the table pretty soon. But this is the biggest of them all. This is a big one. Although I think India and Pakistan is very big. 2 nuclear nations. I did that based on trade, and
because of the tariffs. If we didn't have tariffs, you wouldn't have been able to do it. But I said, if you guys are going to fight, I'm putting 100% tariffs on each of you. And they immediately stopped fighting, and that was going to go nuclear. You know, that was back and forth. So I know one thing. I don't know what they're going to do really, but I know this, that nobody in history has solved 8 wars in a period of 9 months, and I've stopped 8 wars. So that's never happened before. But they'll have to do what they do. Whatever they do is fine. I know this. I didn't do it for that. I did it because I saved a lot of lives. And that's the thing that bothers me so much about the Russia-Ukraine. 7,000 people are dying a week. Young soldiers. They're almost all soldiers of Ukraine and Russia. So in theory, it doesn't affect us, no, but it's a terrible thing. And we'll get that solved too. But nobody has ever done 8 wars. Nobody's done 8 wars in 30 years, let alone 9 months.
Are you going to step up?
Mr. President, Obama got it for way less.
Are you going to step up the pressure for a Ukraine deal?
Yeah, we are stepping up the pressure. We're stepping it up together. We're all stepping it up. NATO's been great. The leader of NATO, as you know, Mark, has been fantastic, I think. He's a fantastic guy. And they are stepping it up. And we're selling a lot of weapons to NATO, and that's going, I guess, to Ukraine for the most part. That's up to
Okay, one more little short clip here from Carly Bonnie.
We've been talking about a lot with the president. I mean, the 2 specific fields where I think Finland has strength. One is quantum and quantum computing, and we know that that is basically what gives food for thought for artificial intelligence. That's very important. The second one is actually networks. And you know that there are 2 sort of safe and trustworthy Western networks right now. One of them is Nokia. And the other one is Ericsson. And actually 70% of all broadband in the United States is Nokia. So one of the things that we could work on together is creating the 6G space through networks. And we actually, Nokia has 7,000 people working here in the United States and an American CEO.
Okay, anybody else?
Mr. President, what is the international stabilization force that's going to deploy to Gaza? What is that going to look like?
To be determined, really, I think there's going to be a large group of people determining what it will be, and a group of people funding it that are very rich countries are going to be funding it. People want to see this work. It's going to work. It's absolutely going to work. And it starts, it's already started. We've signed, as you know. Everybody's agreed. I think Monday is going to be a very big day, Monday, Tuesday, but it's going to be, depending on where you are, it's going to be a very big day. I think it's going to be a day of great celebration. I've never seen anything like it. The streets of so many countries right now, they're just roaring with love and with praise for the people that did this. And these are countries that did this. The whole world came together for this, even Iran. And I really thank them for it. Iran came out and said this is a good thing. This is a very good thing. So it was terrific. It's been a terrific experience for me. Thank you very much, everybody.
All right, there you have it.
Sir, 1 minute 57 on that clip, by the way. Ended on a 1 minute 57-second clip. Perfect, beautiful timing, indeed. Tim likes it. Tim likes it.
I just love the way this is unfolding. I really do. And then now we're going to go back to the voting machines, and Seth Keshel, Captain Seth Keshel, just posted on Carly's channel. I just dropped it in Diggers. You guys should see the numbers. Stop, don't stop believing, as Sister Melzie put the title on today, not realizing how this is unfolding. But we now have a new sale of the Dominion voting machines and we're going to explain in this news article that Kyle's going to go through, that it's the good guys that now have control. Obviously, we always knew that the Patriots were in control, but when you see Seth Keshel posting the different states and the numbers, because he's one of those big time election guys like Seth Keshel, that's someone you really need to follow out there. And we've been talking about the midterm elections a lot here on this channel, some other channels too, X22 Report, for example. That's where we're heading, and it's all unfolding one domino at a time. So I'm really excited and seeing the world come to peace, soon to be unification and abundance for all, right? That's where we're heading right now. It's just a beautiful time to be alive, you guys.
So a friend on Instagram said, "What does he mean by Monday?" Did you catch that? What did that mean?
Well, Columbus Day, the new Columbus Day is Monday,
Oh,
but
that's the 13th.
the hostages will be released.
Hostages. Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Big time. That's a big one.
Yeah, that is.
Wasn't October 13th like the Bloody Friday or Bloody Sunday or Friday the 13th? The original one was on October 13th, I think.
Yeah, Sunday Bloody Sunday was it? I don't know when that was, but that was Irish something, I think.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that one out.
YouTube song.
Okay. All right, let's take a look at what we got here about the most recent happenings of, I forgot. Oh, the Dominion. The Dominion
Yeah.
thing. Okay, so let's see what we got here.
Not that one. Well, you can read that one, but the article came out right below it. I put the article.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll read the little synopsis that this person put together. This is Dot Connecting Anons. Again, over on Telegram, we're on this one. Dot Connecting Anons shared the same thing from the Alex character about Dominion. It says, breaking Dominion voting systems. The voting machine company attacked by Trump allies after 2020 sold to Missouri-based Liberty Vote, run by former Republican election official Scott L. Axios has learned.
Lee and Decker.
Lee and Decker. All right. Liberty acquired Canada-based Dominion. Did we know Dominion was Canada-based? Did we know that?
Yep. They closed their office the day after the 2020 elections because we had Anons. We had an Anon community up here in Canada that went right to the address in Toronto, Ontario, which is 4 hours from where I live. And there were security guards wouldn't let them in. And all of a sudden, the next day, it was within a few days of the 2020 election, they packed their bags and everybody was gone.
Okay. I've had some weird audio a little bit today. Is my connection coming in okay for you guys? Videos playing and everything okay? Okay.
You're good.
Some weird audio stuff going on. Liberty acquired Canada-based Dominion for an undisclosed sum per a source familiar with the deal, probably because they didn't have an option. They didn't have they were told to do so. Liberty is Lee & Decker's new company. He founded No Inc. in 2011 for voter verification and check-in software. Per his LinkedIn, No Inc. has 150 plus employees, $55 million annual revenue.
Loud and clear.
5-5. Nice catch, Tim. Revenue serves over a third of U.S. states and is the nation's top electronic poll books provider. Man, this is going to be just going to be a bloodbath slaughter at this 2026 election with no more Dominion. Oh my gosh, man. Are you kidding me? All the voter rolls cleaned up. None of this electronic stealing.
Stop believing.
Don't stop believing. Negative 48 said along all the time that like even Trump won in 2016 by a lot more. Some other people have said that. I never really got on board all the way with that. I mean, I'm optimistic, but it's like, really? It seemed like we're pretty 50-50 for a while there. Definitely it's no longer, but he said for a long time that they White Hats, I guess we'll say, Alliance, kept the numbers kind of close for this whole thing, so people understood how to get involved, how important it was to get involved, the election voting, all this stuff, and then also the deep state thinking they could still steal the election to do all their stuff. So we'll see how that plays out. But I think 100 plus seats in 2026 definitely sounds like it's brewing in the making for sure. That's what Tim's been talking about for a while. Bannon said it a while back, I think back in 2022, and then Trump said it more recently. And my boy Trump Tim 17 says that. Lee & Decker has strong. What's the nationality on this? If I got to read this name 3 times, that's like calling in Beetlejuice 3 times. Who? What nationality is that name? Somebody look that one up for me.
He could be Sweden. We could be Sweden. He's
okay. Swedish is Tim's guess. Let's see what else we got. Any other guesses? And then go ahead and put that in AI. Somebody, let's get that answer.
Or Finlander, maybe Finland.
And Mel or anybody, if y'all scan in the comments, let me know if anybody answers that. Lee & Decker has strong GOP ties. Missouri GOP Secretary of State Matt Blunt, shout out to the Canada's 420 crowd, appointed him to probe St. Louis elections post-2000. Then as governor, named him St. Louis Republican election director. Ed Martin chaired St. Louis election board during Lee & Decker's tenure, now interim D.C.
Guess who
U.S.
Ed Martin
attorney.
is? Guess who Ed Martin
that's the Comey's son-in-law?
No, Ed Martin is he's the head prosecutor for the Trump administration right now. Ed Martin.
Okay, he's the good guy.
He's the workhorse. Yeah, he's the one. Remember, he's the one that sat down with Ghislaine Maxwell a month and a half ago. Remember, they went over there for 2 visits. He's one of Trump's head attack dog lawyers.
Okay. It says now interim D.C. U.S. Attorney Martin demoted January 6 prosecutors and threatened Wikipedia for biased propaganda. Gotta love that. Liberty aligns with President Trump's paper ballot focus. Leon Decker stated, quote, committed to delivering election technology that prioritizes paper-based transparency, security, and simplicity. What a freaking concept. So that voters can be assured that every ballot is filled in accurately and fairly counted. Fairly counted, which, by the way, if y'all haven't seen, check out the documentary over on Rumble from our friend Professor Clements. Let My People Go. Let My People Go. He's also got a great documentary about Antifa. I have not seen yet. Shout out to Jedi for reminding us to keep checking that one out. Maybe we'll play that one here soon. But Professor Clements talks about the election thing. And what was I going to say about that is just how ridiculous the whole absurdity of everything is. I don't know what I was going to say about that specifically, so I'll keep going.
You know what? I just came up with a thought, too. If you think about it, the good guys now have these voting machines, and they are going to use some form of a voting machine. It's going to be paper ballots, but they're going to be the watermark design. Like, remember we talked about watermark ballots? And the machine, they have to have some kind of a machine to detect whether it's an official ballot or an artificial ballot. Because
from the documentary, the things are supposed to have that already, and they turned them off. They turned that part of the device off, which is absurd. And then I remember what I was going to say was from the filled in accurately and fairly. Let's say if somebody did fill in like two bubbles or like crossed one off and said, I want to vote for this guy, the computer wouldn't read that, so it goes into the adjudication of the voting thing, and then election supervisor would go in there, would log in, look at the document, and says, okay, it crossed off Joe Biden. They accidentally circled them because they were high and retarded at the moment. So they crossed off Joe Biden. Oh, I want to vote for Joe Biden. I want to vote for Donald Trump. Excuse me. This is who I want to vote for. That person would log in and then make the official ballot Donald Trump. You would have a login when you do that, and you adjudicate a freaking vote, a tally that need to be corrected. They call it cured. And you'd have a login. Everybody knows, okay, Judy Smith logged in at 10:07 a.m. and changed the retarded Joe Biden vote to the correct vote of Donald Trump. These freaking devices didn't have any of the logins. If you logged in to adjudicate shit, there was no history of it. So they had no accountability. No one knew what they changed them to. Nobody knew who did it. I mean, how absurd is that? The most secure election in history didn't even know who was adjudicating ballots and what they changed them to. I mean, the absurdity, it's so stupid. It's so literally retarded, for lack of a better word. The way our elections have been ran and that people think they're on the up and up is mind-boggling. But most people don't. Actually, the vast majority of Americans don't trust our elections. That's on both the right and the left. All it took was another landslide by Donald Trump to make the left go, oh, I don't trust the elections anymore. But, hey, we'll play along with the bullshit game. We'll play along with the movie as long as everybody keeps waking up and taking action. Last part of this here. Recently, Dominion settled undisclosed suits with Rudy Giuliani, Sidney Powell, and One American News. Does that mean who won? Was it Dominion or was it these people? Do we know?
I'm trying to remember. I think they won. Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't remember now. We'd have to.
Yeah, let's look into that. Well, that's Q School homework. Find out about Dominion. Sounds like we're about to be going back to election integrity stuff. Now's a good time. We haven't done it in a while. Maybe we'll stream maybe we'll have a watch party. Maybe one of these nights Thursday.
You're muted.
Muted me up. Thank you. We'll have this watch party for Let My People Go. We played a handful of it on one of the shows with Professor Clements, but the whole thing's really, really good. I think it'd be a good time to watch. Or also another great one is Mr. Truth Bomb. Mr. Truth Bomb has like 13 series of the election. And what's he title that? Election, not infection, but anyways, the stolen election. Election. I know I was thinking integrity too, but I don't think that's what it's called on Mr. Truth Bomb. But anyways, that's what it's all about.
I just had a thought too. You know, it's amazing because during Q School, this is breaking news. So the sale of the Dominion voting machines, there's only 2 Q drops when I type in voting machine, and you read Q drop 153, and that's one of the 2 Q drops.
Wow. I gotta see that. I gotta see this one in real time here. Let's check this out. Let's fact check our brother. He probably did it on Q Alert, so I'll still do voting machine. That's a long phrase too to put in there. So sometimes when you put that long term, it doesn't always come out. There it is. 2 drops only with voting machine. Q drop 153, which I just read.
Yep. Oops, and you read that before the breaking news, I might add. You were
right before the breaking news. 2 p.m. Eastern would have been anyways, so let's see here. What Where is that at? Oh, there it is. What about voting machines? Who owns the voting machines? What about voter ID laws? That was Q drop 153. Really powerful Q drop. The only other one is Q drop. Where are we at? 339. 339 is basically all on Anon, aka Q. Anon shares this older Q drop of we have a special place picked out for George Soros, really special Q, right? And that was at 1144, by the way. And then this one is at 2214 times M. Anon. He starts off with Q. Every time I see an Anon starting with Q, think mirror. This is Q talking to us as Anon, my opinion, strongly. Q says, asked about ownership of voting machines before. They knew George Soros was going to mess with the numbers. This was the plan. Just like allowing Antifa to operate was the plan. A very special place. Somebody put that in simple gematria. Actually, I'm going to do that in real time for us. We haven't done gematria in a really long time. We'll go to this tab. We'll go to Gematrinator. Am I on the tab here? Yeah, okay. Gematrinator. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. We're going to put in a very special place since it was all capitals. Those are kind of always nods for me to do that. 173 in simple gematria. Gematrinator is nice because you can type out words and see it in real time. So A is 1. The word very itself is 70. Special 65. Place 37. All adds up to 173. So just to learn some simple English gematria for y'all out there, that's the gematrinator.com. The other one is Gematrix, where you can put in this phrase and get a bunch of other 173s. Actually, let's do that one real time too, real quick. Go to Gematrix, which is GMATRIX.org. GMATRIX.org. We'll put in a very special place here. And then it's going to now Gematrix has the other one. So there's Hebrew first. It's a big number. And then English gematria is basically like 6 times this number. But then here's the main one. Simple English gematria, 173. So same number. And then when you scroll down, the first one is the Jewish one. So you're going to scroll all the way past that to the second part.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun with these sayings, with the phrases that all match. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So here's now the simple English other 173s. And then this is for anybody new to this, I think this is where you use your intuition and guidance. You kind of see which ones resonate. There's also going to be the duality of that. So for instance, like 55, JFK Jr. with JR, JFK JR comes out to 55. Lady Di, 55. Melania, 55. Satan, also 55. So you have the dark and the light. So this is where you use your intuition and guidance and see what resonates. So what else resonates with a very special place? Let's scroll through a few on these. Demonic martial law makes me think of Dominion right there, right? We are with you. We are with you, 173. Black Lives Matter, owned and operated by George Soros, a very special place. And Black Lives Matter happen to be the same exact thing in simple English gematria. That's where you make these interesting connections.
And more importantly, Black lives do matter, but they reversed it. That's how evil works. They warped it.
Absolutely. Great point on that too, Tim. And that was crazy how that became another divisive thing where if you said all lives matter, the black community was brainwashed into attacking you on that. Like it's like if all lives matter, Black Lives Matter would too. But again, they make it divisive, and that's what makes us fighting each other instead of the real system of control, the real rulers who used to be in power, the greedy psychopaths. They've been using that against us for a long time. No war with Iran, you bet you.
Whoa, that's
100, 107, 107, baby, 107. There's a 17 in there also. Very special place, 173. Wheel of Fortune, 173. Let's see here. Yellow Brick Road that connects to our quantum financial system and going back to the gold standard. There's a big whole decode with that. Yellow Brick Road. Third World War. No, we avoided it. We avoided it by putting George Soros in a very special place. Cybersecurity connected to a very special place. And of course, the voting doesn't get any better than that. So there's some really good ones to connect as well. Y'all can look through there and you can go farther. Ooh, Dark Knight Rises. Shout out to Junior again. You go all the way down though, then there's more pages too. So you can go to other pages, look at all these different pages of simple gematria that come out to 173. So this is also a great exercise to learn gematria by put in your name in there. Try just your first name or try your full name and then see what other terms kind of resonate with you as well too. And that's a good way to start learning gematria.
Hey man, good. Okay, let's go back to the other Dominion article then from Gateway, because there's probably a little bit more detail in there perhaps. And then show what Captain Captain Keshel posted.
Keshel, okay.
Keshel, yeah.
And you see here too, the very last, a very special place. What would be the penalty for stealing elections? Q asked us, pretending to be Anon. And looks like, I think Mel has a Peace Prize mug and T-shirt she's working on. I don't know or if it was already in there. Excuse me. Okay, and then Q just reposted that. So I always say when Q reshares something, it means good job, you're on the right track. Keep going. Of course, they're reposting themselves here, so still the same concept. Okay, so now we're gonna go back into Diggers, I believe, and you got some from Keschel.
Yeah. Well, there's the article. The Gateway Pundit article might have a little more juice sauce in it.
There we go. Here we go. Dominion voting system sold to Liberty Vote from Missouri. Okay, it was sold to Missouri's No Inc. based in St. Louis, run by a former Republican election official, and the company is called Liberty. You gotta like that. No Inc. KNOWINK. No Inc. Headquartered in St. Louis, founded by Scott Leyendecker. Did we ever get an answer to any other? Tim thought Swedish. What else we got in there? The No Inc. website has been scrubbed and today does not have any content. That's interesting. No Inc. is changing its name to Liberty Vote. Okay, Leyendecker, they didn't spell his name right there, has this on his LinkedIn page. A former election director, Leyendecker founded No Inc. in 2011 with the creation of the poll pad technology that has transformed the election experience for voters. The poll pad allows for seamless voter check-in and verification that dramatically reduces wait times for voters and saving money for taxpayers with efficiencies for state and local governments. All right, we've read some of this already. $55 million annual revenue, 5.5. We just said that too. I was talking about simple English gematria. That's weird. And 2021, St. Louis Business Journal named No Inc. the fastest growing private business. Previously, the company was listed in the top 10 fastest growing private businesses by the publication. In 2015, No Inc. was listed in the St. Louis Business Journal as one of the 10 startups to watch. Okay, an expert in elections, Leyendecker previously served as election director for the city of St. Louis, becoming the youngest election director to serve St. Louis in this leadership role, where he managed an average of $2.5 million annual budget and 25 full-time employees. Congratulations, brother. An election director, Leyendecker implemented the Help America Vote Act in St. Louis City and transformed the election board with a series of reforms that replaced outdated and outmoded systems with efficiencies to protect voters and taxpayers. These reforms earned him the praise of the St. Louis City Mayor and Board of Aldermen for his leadership for helping restore the public trust in the election process. He was also honored with resolutions by the Missouri House and Senate for his commitment to fair and transparent elections. So this is the guy in charge of Dominion voting machines now. Gotta love that. The new company released a statement. Release said Liberty Vote is committed to domestic staffing and software development instead of foreign, leveraging hand-marked paper ballots that enable compliance with the President Trump's executive order on paper ballots, incorporating rigorous third-party auditing standards, and designing simplified, transparent systems. Right on.
Nice. And then we'll see what Captain Keschel shared. Check out the numbers. Now, you have to keep in mind because, like we said, the Trump administration plus the military, they're doing all the heavy lifting. Now the voter rolls are being cleansed. Census is being cleansed. The illegal immigrants are being taken out. We've got this new updated news about the voting machines being, let's say, handled by the good guys now, and will be reduced too. I think in the future you're going to see them reduce it down to just paper ballots, but maybe to speed things up and get election results like instantly if it's done properly through paper ballots and voter ID. Bob's your uncle. Here we go. We got our power back, right? So there's also redistricting maps happening in all the different states. You got to keep. That's a lot of media is not talking about that, but we're already between 20 and 25 right now new seats just on redistricting alone, and that's kind of the silent war behind the scenes that nobody's really paying attention to, other than a few people that are involved in the elections. So we've already gained another 20 to 20, and we're still 12 plus months away from the midterms, but we're already up plus 25. Let's say 20, let's just round it off, 25. Trump said 100 seats, but can you imagine we're at 25 already? We still got 12 months to go. And then look what Captain Keschel just posted. You want to see numbers happening? He's down to the numbers. Check it out, Kyle. Show all these clips.
All right, let's take a look. So here we go. All right, so this is Captain Keschel. Let me show the name again real quick here. Captain Keschel, it's spelled Keschel, and Company, American Election Integrity Headquarters. Is this the guy we had on like one time back on Q School, Tim? Like on it was or the Patriot Unification Project, somewhere along that line. We had him come in. Wasn't that?
Yeah. I think Melzie Hammer Time back in the days. I think because he was with like Tina. He works with people like Tina Peters.
Yeah,
and that.
this guy does great work, man. We got
He
some
does.
awesome connections. We got to get a hold of him too soon here. Then let's do that. Okay, let's take a look at these different numbers now. Oh, it's going to make me do that. So I got to zoom out. Okay, so Arizona, change in party registration. This is just Arizona. Since September of 2025, there's been 2,475 plus Republican registrations. Since the 2024 election, there's been 36,000 plus Republican new registrations in Arizona alone. That's incredible. That's crazy.
Yeah. Watch the numbers,
next
man.
one.
They get amazing.
Pennsylvania, holy monstrosity, is since the 2024 election, 117,793 new Republican registered voters since the 2024 election in Pennsylvania alone.
Stop believing.
Which, by the way, if you want to see the numbers, it's in a Q drop. I'm trying to think of what you look up on there. Why do I feel like deaths is one of them? I'm trying to think that one. It's a Q drop. I can't think of it right now. Keep going though. So let's go Florida. Florida now. Wow. Since September alone, there's been 24,000 more Republican registered voters in Florida alone. That's in 1 month, 24,000. Since the 2024 election, 265,000 more Republicans registered to vote in Florida.
Over a quarter million, bro. Over a quarter million already.
Quarter million brand new ones in 1 year. 1 year. We still got a whole another year till 2026 and two more years after that for 2028. Here it is again. Iowa, a much smaller state, 1,600 new Republican voters since September alone, and over 21,000 new Republicans registered in the state of Iowa since the 2024 election. The one that Kamala Harris was going to win because of one stupid, retarded poll. Anyway, I digress. North Carolina, born and raised up. Take your shirt off. September, 5,000 new registered voters in North Carolina alone in September, all by itself. Almost 100,000, though, since the 2024 election. New Republicans registered in North Carolina. Holy moly, that is crazy. New Mexico, where my lovely MelzieKaye is. She says there's a lot of libs out there, but they're waking up too. 1,400 new registered Republicans in September alone. And since the 2024 election, over 22,000 new Republican registered voters in New Mexico. Nothing can stop what's coming. New Jersey, a lib stronghold as well, but this is where the Bedminster is at. This is the base of operations. Most people don't know that. Since September alone, almost 7,000 new registered Republicans, and then since the 2024 election, over 50,000 new registered Republicans in New Jersey alone. Incredible. California, we don't have the one from September, but over 173,000 new registered voters in Republican Party in the state of California. If it wasn't red already, it's definitely going that way now. And I believe it definitely is because they've seen it firsthand. They're seeing what's happening. Trump's protecting the cities. He's getting out the illegal immigrants who've infested the cities. And really, again, that disrupts minority communities more than anything. That affects them. It also affects wages, etc. People paying under the table, these illegal immigrants that aren't paying taxes, and then they're just draining our welfare system as well, too, because our greedy politicians that get money in their pockets would rather give illegal immigrants free health care, free food stamps, all this shit over American citizens who are in need. They're actually in need. It's not like all the American citizens are doing perfectly well. It's quite the opposite. New Hampshire, tiny little state, plus 10,000 new Republican registered voters in New Hampshire alone since the 2024 election. So massive numbers. I mean, we add that all up. What do we have? Let's see. 265,000 in Florida, 173,000 in California. So
Just like 400. I'll write it down here. So you got 260. What did you say? 265K?
Yeah, 265,000 for Florida.
Yeah.
117,000 for Pennsylvania.
Yeah, round it up or round it down for me. Yeah.
120.
Oh, 120?
Well, it was 117,000.
Okay, yeah.
Arizona, 37,000.
37, yeah.
Iowa, 22,000.
Okay.
North Carolina, 96,000. New Mexico, 23,000. New Jersey, 50,000. And New Hampshire, 11,000.
Cool. I'll do a little math here.
I got the calculator if you want to. You got it? Okay, we'll let Tim work that out. Get back on the stage here. Back on the stage.
That's 600. That's over 621,000 new Republican voters in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 states. And there's still, how many states are there? 50? Just saying.
Yep. Just saying.
621,000 in 8 states. That's per 8 states. And there's 50 states. Do the math.
Do the math, man.
Do the math. It's going to be beautiful. Red tsunami. Red tsunami.
You got that right. You'll find out.
Yeah. So I'm out of. I'm done. I'm done with digging and stuff. That's all the stuff I got for you today, Kyle. I don't know if Melzie has anything up her sleeve, and then let me see. Yeah, it's almost quitting time for Tim 17 here.
Yeah, I think we can wrap it up a little early here. Let me go to my Facebook page. One of my cover photos shows some of the numbers too. This is from 2020 to 2024. And they've been showing this again. The Democrats have lost 2.1 million voters from the 2020 election to 2024. Basically every single state except for a few rare exceptions. And then the Republicans, not on this graphic here, gained 2.4 million voters. So a total of 4.5 million voters swing just from 2020 to 2024. And now that we're seeing Trump in real time and everybody got to experience the Joe Biden fake presidency where we had open borders, we went into 2 other wars, inflation was rampant, nothing with investments for the country, nothing with tariffs bringing in more revenue to the country, and the people are going to go crazy, and we're going to have all these illegal corrupt people removed from office, not seeking re-election. We're already at a record number. We shared that article the other day. I can't find it. There's over 35 politicians, 10 senators, 25 in the House, not seeking re-election already, and we still got a whole another year to go of how many people won't be seeking re-election. That's some amazing Q jobs too. If you look up RE-election. Was I not sharing the screen on that one?
Yep. Yeah, the map. I saw the map. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, the only thing I could think of that we missed today was because of Melzie's title, beautiful title, Don't Stop Believing. When I typed in the word believing, there's 5 drops. There's 3 or 4 really good ones in there. I don't know if you wanted to scan over those before we head out. But Melzie, do you have anything up your sleeve, sister? She's digging. I can tell she's digging. Yeah, she's busy doing something. So, Kyle, maybe just read a couple of those believing Q drops. Just type in believing.
Yeah, and I'll go to Q alerts. Then there was 4 on QX, so we'll get to all 5 of them on Q alerts.
Feel good stuff, right? Don't stop believing.
That's what this is all about. It's not seeing is believing. Believing is seeing, right? You got to believe it first, and then it will manifest in front of your eyes. Believing. Okay, here we go. Here's one from Twitter. Space Shot 76. That's a great anon too. Tim used to show him a lot on our Q School TV channel. Let's see if he's Twitter around. Still do. Here we go. Sometimes you can't tell the public the truth. You must show them. Sound familiar? Q plus. Let's take a look at this little short clip we got. This might be fun.
I can straighten it out fast. Should we just go in? I flew in with some of our great congressmen who we're going to introduce in a second. And I said to him, Congressman, what do you think? I can straighten it out fast. Should we just go in? No, sir. Let it simmer for a little while. Let people see what radical left Democrats will do to our country.
Wow. There you go. There you go. That was telling us before. Look at that was June of 2020. Little did we know how much more Trump was going to have to show us that about 4 years of the Dash operation, the Biden clown show. Let's do a Q School Live. Q School Live. Q School Live. We love you, Space Shot. Let's put them all Q's in there. We love you, Space Shot. Where's he at? What's his name? Space Shot 76. Why is it coming up? Am I not following him? Maybe that's my bad. Space Shot 76. There he is. Boom. I probably might not be following him. Forgive me, Space Shot. I got you now, brother. I got you now. Okay, so there's that Q drop. Let's go back to the other tab here. Back to the rest of the drop.
What's really cool about Space Shot, he works with Tronanon too, right? Like they have their Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday night. Yeah, there's him, Tronanon, and Hulkinator. And who's the other fellow? Anyway.
Lisa B.
Yeah, Lisa B and Machiavelli on. I think they do a Monday night show. Anyway, I'll be playing their shows on Q School TV for the audience that's listening to us today. You'll see me from time to time bringing up their shows also because they put together some good work. They really do. I've been watching them for years. So thanks for that, Kyle. Heads up on that. A shout out.
Right on. Okay, so MSDNC, which by the way, Q was calling it MSDNC before anybody. Now Donald Trump also calls them MSDNC, another Q proof, if you will, or at least he's paying attention to the board or knows, of course, about the Q drops. There's clear coordination. MSDNC, peaceful, aka Summer of Love. Reality, seen on social media, murder, violence, destruction, anarchy, lawlessness. What's that quote from 1984, George Orwell? Their last and final thing was basically or something like telling you what you were seeing was not real or something like that. Maybe we can get that quote. People are awake to the truth, guys. They are. Even though we know many people that aren't, the general vast majority are awake. That's why Donald Trump won by a landslide with all these fake news media organizations, 95% of them owned by only 4 to 6 corporations, and 97% of their stories are attacking and negative on Donald Trump, and he still won by a landslide because people are awake to the truth. Period.
Amen. Amen.
Seeing is believing. The age of social media killed their ability to fully control. You can't censor the world. You are the majority. Q. Makes me think of that one song. I know Tim will know the artist in the band, but it's you can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. But who's that? I know that's a famous one.
Bob Marley.
That's not. Is that Marley? It is Bob Marley. Dang. Why was I thinking it was like one of these libtard rockers?
Stand up for your rights.
Get up, stand up for your right. Maybe we can do the bus song. I don't think we've done it on a Rumble in a while or ever before, have we? 4461. Lots of crosses here, and also looks like they're knocked down as well. What's going on with that?
Looks like a truck drove right through it.
That's right. That's again your anti-American party that hates freedom, that hates free speech, that will literally kill somebody in broad daylight in public because they didn't like their opinion of them speaking their mind in public. Only when evil is forced into the light can we defeat it. Only when they can no longer operate in the shadows can people see the truth for themselves. This is, again, what it's all about, guys, exposing this. I say the first step to being able to change something is having awareness of it. We're shining the light on it, so we got to keep speaking the truth, and then we got to also take action. But the mere fact that people start seeing the truth will awaken them. Only when people see the truth for themselves will people understand the true nature of their deception. And make no mistake, I've talked about this as well, and I believe there's even a biblical passage about this or something, that some of the people that are going to be waking up the latest will be the strongest, loudest voices moving forward because they were so trusting of these people like your CDC, your fake news media. They trusted them so strongly that they injected themselves for something they never needed to get. When they have these injuries, when they awaken, they are going to be pissed off like you've never seen before. And it's already happening right before our very eyes, but there's going to be more of it happening as we go along.
I'm looking in the comments. I think it was stolen Hellcat that drove his truck through the crosses, it seems. So we might want to get rid of him in the chat. Just saying, administrators. Go ahead, carry on.
They admitting they drove across the thing?
I'm just looking at his comments. Yeah.
Get him out of there. Get him out of there. Only when people see the truth for themselves will people understand the true nature of their deception. And badge of honor, we got the shills popping in our shoes, by the way, guys. Shout out.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Yeah, we're talking about them, right? Perfect.
Yep. Seeing is believing. Sometimes you can't tell the public the truth. You must show them. Only then will people find the will to change. This is the part here too, guys. Y'all sitting on the couch. We had 4 years of a Biden and you were still wanting the military to come in and do something. No, it's a government of the people, by the people, for the people. You got to take action. You got to stand up. You got to do something. You got to fight. We've been weakened for so long. We just obey. We just roll over. We just accept our fate. Don't accept that shit anymore. Stand up and fight. Because nothing worth having ever came easy, by the way. Shout out to DJ.
That's true.
It had to be this way. This is not another 4-year election. Who wins, Tim?
God wins.
God wins. Q. God wins, baby. That's right. That's right. Here's another one too. This one's shows again. This is how Q operates. A Q, they'll reshare an older post just because it's super relevant. We're in June 5th, 2020. We got the riots running rampant in all the liberal cities after the George Floyd incident because people weren't buying into the COVID bullshit anymore. So boom, insert next psyop on the public. Organized riots being planned. This is from June of 2018. Q drop. And it said, we told you proofs were going to be important very soon. New eyes, be ready. 5-5. That's like basically again on the military radio. You say, "Can you hear me?" And you respond with 1 to 5 in loudness and clarity, with 5 being the best. So when you say 5-5, it means I hear you loud and clear. So that's a comm from Q. That's what Q team uses, the military radio comm of 5-5. And we just had the 55 million with that new company, the Liberty one. That's going to be the new owner of Dominion Voting. We thank you for your service. Hoo-yah, Q. And then Q responded on this earlier Q job all the way back in June of 2018. Q job 1585. We stand, we fight together. Organized riots being planned. Countermeasures in place. Resistance far smaller than portrayed by the mainstream media. Ain't that true? Don't forget that part, guys. Don't buy into their bullshit narrative. Attacks will intensify, and the attacks have to intensify because their base keeps shrinking. So they have to get more radical and extreme. That should be common sense, but maybe it's not. Maybe people don't understand that. When they shrink, their party shrinks and shrinks and shrinks. They get more outrageous. They get more blatant. They get more loud and boisterous and dangerous and violent. Attacks will intensify. You collectively are a massive threat. That's why we've had our accounts removed. That's why we've been banned and shunned. That's why QAnon, booga, 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 the second most attacked thing by the mainstream media, only to Donald J. Trump, the biggest threat to them, but it couldn't have done it without us. Shout out to all the Anons hanging tough. Censorship applied to scale down impact and reach. It's failing. Trust yourself. Public awakening Q. So this is all the way back in 2018. Q reshares it now back in 2020. Q just simply says, seeing is believing. Have faith in humanity, Q. Have faith in humanity. And we got 2 drops left. Let's see which ones.
And don't stop believing. Never. Stop believing.
That's right. That's right. Ooh, what's this? Maybe this will be our closing video here. This YouTube video. Oh, this Future Heroes Archangel. What?
Well, because, like I would have never searched believing before.
Right. Yeah, good job, Tim, for sure. So here's a quote. For every item that carries the darkness of humanity, there's one that holds the light. And that light is worth believing in, not just in others, but in yourself as well. CM Rain. Trust and believe in yourself. The silent war continues. ... Q. I think we'll leave it at that for our believing drops. Your homework for the other one is to do the 5th believing drop, Q drop 1782. Read about that one and see what's going on. Seems like it's going to be connected. There's also an article, FBI collusion. Enjoy the show. Probably going to be relevant soon. That's your homework, Q drop 1782. Nice. All right. And we're at the Q School anniversary time, 2 hours, 23 minutes. I think we've done pretty well. I think we'll wrap it up now. Anybody else have anything, or we have a closing video y'all come to mind?
I'm working on one right now. I'm trying to find it for you.
Maybe, all right, I'll find one too. I think we got plenty of options. So let's dig around for a minute. Any questions? Did anybody get that quote from 1984 for me where it says the party's last something was, and also it has something to go along with like they were telling you what you were seeing wasn't true or something of that nature. Think of what it is.
So I have a Trump is the prize t-shirt if people.
Oh, I got one right here. This one's really. Oh, t-shirt. Yes, go ahead, Mel. What you got on that? And then I got this. This is one of my favorite videos. We haven't done this one, I don't think, yet on Q School. So I definitely want to do this one, and it's super like inspirational as well too. So there's some t-shirts as well. Yeah, actually, thanks for the reminder of that, Mel. Maybe ironically, or what's the word I'm looking for? I was going through old emails, and Tim, we actually got a decent amount of donations back in the day on Q School, and just only on Telegram. What'd you do to me, Mel? Here we go. on Telegram. So I guess again we can make sure we ask. Maybe I'll just change my. I guess it's easier if it's the private because then you don't get taxed on there. But if y'all want to help donate, also I have Venmo, Cash App, PayPal at White Hat Kyle. Actually, shout out to Brittany. Brittany even donated prior to the show this morning. Thank you guys for the love. If anybody else wants to donate to the channel to support our cause, we got to renew our subscription for Restream in the next month or so. So that definitely help. And we might all be moving around or something. Again, I'm gonna go see Mel. Hopefully, I think that's the plan. We'll see how she plays out. We'll keep operational security on high alert here, but no, it should be fun. So we're gonna have some stuff happening in the near future. But we appreciate all the love, so we can keep showing up and doing our thing. And I can't wait to retire Mel from having to not do deliveries anymore. But she gets to see some amazing people, like that was the lady who was taking care of the horses and whatnot. Beautiful mug there. Again, it's Printify. Is it Hammer Time first or is it Printify first? Hammer Time.
It's Hammer Time, I think, is let me see, it's just Hammer Time .printify.me, but we can put that up here because I have the let's look, here we are.
Hammertime.printify.me.
And so in honor of Trump solving peace,
Yeah, you've had that already on there for a while.
I have, because I knew that he deserved it, because peace is the prize, right?
Peace is the prize, baby.
So anyways, the mugs are really economical. So think about Christmas presents, maybe about this time. And then the shirt too. Let's go back there just a second to show you. So this is a long sleeve one that we can wear in the wintertime.
Oh, I like that black one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's looking really nice. And then it has a backside, but I don't know how to show it here. So it has 17 on the back. Let's see if we can.
Is that the Journey song you got there, Tim? Is that what it is?
Aykroyd Videos. He's part of the He Don Music stuff, right? They're all intertwined. Yeah, this should be. I never watched this one, so this is going to be a surprise.
All right, if Tim's never watched this one, I'll defer. I'll save the other inspirational one I was going to play for another day. Speaking of the President piece, let me just show my Instagram account real quick again, just to show. I'd done this before. He made the deal there. Here I am at Undercover White Hat. If you guys are all on Instagram, come follow me over there at Undercover White Hat. And look at, I got President of Peace, and here's my little guy. There he is. He's holding the dove, little frog man holding the dove.
Oh,
President
beautiful.
of Peace. And again, I just changed it to President of Peace just a couple of days ago. Again, right before he signed this peace agreement too. So we're all tapped in. We're all
White
tapped
Knight
in.
season.
White Knight season, yes, sir. Good eye on that one, Mel. White Knight season.
Yeah, brother JB came out with a cool video too. Wow, yeah, about White Knight. I don't know if you guys saw this. Let me see if I can find it.
Well, Christine said something about White Knight, and so
really?
She's wearing the hat. She's wearing the hat. Let me find
some kind of significant, like he's the the White Knights are the guardian.
JB was in here earlier too, so I do want to give.
I was going to ask if somebody's looked it up because it's a specific term when you're the White Knight. We heard this from White Knight, right? It's like the leader of the operation or something like that.
Yeah, so we just want to give a shout out to our White Knight that we love. Thanks for being you, Batman.
And there's the knight in tarot, the knight, right, is on a white horse usually as well.
I dropped it on Diggers. It's on Diggers. If you want to play, it's only a minute and a half. Let's give JB a shout out. I think this is the one. He sent it to me. Yeah.
Let's go, JB. Good job. He's going cross platforms in a lot of areas. He's really big on TikTok, I think. And
Rumble also, so there's some friends over on Instagram here. So we're on Rumble, we're on X, Facebook, our Rumble account. Let's show the Rumble account real quick though, because we haven't done that for a while, especially thanks for the question over on Instagram. So rumble.com is basically just like a YouTube alternative. There's what the logo looks like. It's the green little square. So click that, go to rumble.com. And if you just search Hammer Time, it's we got the long name here, but it stands out. You'll see it when you search Hammer Time. It's Hammer Time Rapid Fire Q News. So click that long name there, and you'll see the Q military patch. This is our main place to follow us. Ooh, our numbers are going up even faster now. Thank you guys. And this is a nice spot to have all of our recordings. And again, it's just like YouTube, but it's a alternative that doesn't censor, so we can put all of our content here. We have all of our recordings, and just got to make a little profile so that you can actually follow us and like and comment and stuff. And then you can also make sure you add notifications so you know when we go live. We're obviously here Monday through Friday at 2:17 p.m. Eastern time, every single Monday through Friday so far. But football season's in for me, so I think we're going to be doing more shows in the evening and whatnot. So that's why you want to make sure you add notifications because we might pop on later in the evening. We just did that with our amazing show that was on the radio show. We were on the radio show the other night, KSCO. There it is, KSCO.
Oh yes. Speaking of them, they're on again tonight, every Tuesday and Thursday. You guys
Thursday
at 9
night.
o'clock Eastern. So they have a show on tonight. So go send love to them over there, Kelly and Guinea, doing a great job out of Santa Cruz, California. We had a blast with them Tuesday night. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. So thank you for that. And then if you're on Instagram though, if you see me on Instagram, just go in my bio. All the links are there. Again, I stream on Facebook and X. You can search me as Undercover White Hat on X. The @ name is Quantum Healer 17 because you can't have that many letters. But if you search Undercover White Hat, I'll pop up there. I got the blue check mark clown. Should be able to see me there. And all the other places. So thanks for those great questions, guys. We appreciate you. Thanks for all the love on the Instagram side too. You guys are a great community as well. Thank you guys so much. Can anyone join the Digger
here? Johnny Bravo is here. Okay, let's play his video. Perfect timing, JB.
Sweat waffles are us.
Anyone can join Diggers. So somebody asked on Diggers. So let me show some of our Telegram channels here as well. The main hub too is our Q School channel. So it's just t.me/Q School with instead of the O's, it's the Q's. So here's the t.me is like the shortened version of what Telegram's address is. So right there, t.me/Q School with all Q's there, QSCHQQL. Tim will drop our lives. And you can also jump in the voice chat there. He'll be streaming different documentaries. Whenever you see this thing at the top where it says join, that's the voice chat there. And then he'll also be dropping our different links and stuff to all the different platforms. And then Diggers, Tim, what's the address for Diggers? I'll just click on it. I guess let me go over to Diggers.
It's QS Diggers. QS.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just want to make sure I had it right. So Q School Diggers here. And yes, anyone can join. It's again, t.me is a shortened version, or if you're in Telegram already, just look up QS Diggers and you can join there as well with us. And that's where we're dropping our sauce during the show. So we have amazing archive, incredible information in here too. If you click the little search button, you can almost find anything you're looking for, especially if you help them find the channel as well too. So a lot of really good information over there on Telegram. And then also you can find our voice chats where again, the Q School channel is going to have the voice chat basically doing documentaries. It'll also play our live show, but then we have some other main channels like with our voice chats. I guess one of the main ones.
It's a TV channel. I converted it into it. It's a Telegram television channel. We're replacing the old channels with new channels, and that's what we got right now. You got the best of the best. Streamed
and
all the time.
Another hub here is the Boots on the Ground with 1111 at the end. It's Renee's channel, who was wearing the Tiffany blue behind Donald Trump when he was shot on July 13th, 2024. She's wearing the Tiffany blue hat and right next to Vincent Fusca. This is our friends and family. Shout out to Renee. I know she's been struggling a little bit with some health things. We love you, girl. Hopefully you want to come on the show soon. If you're listening out there, we love you. Hope you're doing well. Prayers and love and healing to you. But here's one of our main spots. We'll jump in the voice chats again. You can look right at the top when you see this join button there, and you can see how many people. There's 40 people in there right now having a voice chat. Just let them know that you found us on Q School, where you found us. If you're following me on Instagram, wherever, let them know that you know Kyle or Undercover White Hat or know Melzie or Tim from Q School, and they'll take care of you. You want to learn anything about health or what's this or what's the questions? There's just an amazing community there. So come on, hop on over, and you can get a chance to know us a little bit better in the evenings when, like Tim says, we let our hair down and have some fun. Mel, you're muted.
Would you want to pull up my channel?
Yes, sure. Show Mel why we're on it. Which one do you want to show, Mel? MelzieKaye's?
Yeah, show MelzieKaye's. Because that's really where I post most of my stuff. I have Hammer Time too, so that's kind of more news related. But I do a lot of
Look at that, almost 6,000 followers.
Research.
Yeah, I gotta say, all of us are some pretty hardworking anons. I mean, Tim's number one in my mind, but Melzie's been just that beautiful mind. MelzieKaye's mind right there. So she's got her other channels in here too. Hammer Time Q News is the actually Telegram channel. The Harmony Project.
You're not showing it on the screen, bro.
Oh, so I'm talking to myself. Okay, I've just got my.
No, you're talking to us, but you're just not showing. Sometimes you can't tell them. You need to show them. There you go.
Oh my gosh. So here we go. Here's some other channels. Hammer Time, Q News, but the main one is this is MelzieKaye's Mind, or MelzieKaye Mind. There's no S in there. So MelzieKaye Mind is the main one. And then she's got other links here if you want to check. The Harmony Project, too. This is a big passion of Mel and I to unite humanity. The Ubuntu Project is bringing free energy to the world, creating community, free energy technology. And then MelzieKaye's Beautiful Mind goes deep into all kinds of topics from quantum physics, plus. We've done some shows on the Hoover Dam. So she's even got a channel specifically about Hoover Dam, Lake Havasu. If you've never done any digs or know about that, get your mind blown there. And Melzie and I might be heading to that location in the near future. If not Hoover Dam, some Lake Havasu area. And what I call the Babylon, the real Babylon of America is in that area. So yeah, there you go.
Maybe just show Hammer Time.
Okay.
I mean, it's there, so people could go, but there's Hammer Time.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll click it.
So we've been hosting chats at Hammer Time as well. So, kind of just when you go onto Telegram, you'll see there'll be it looks like there's, some sound button going on. And so that means the chat is open. So if you
I'll be at the top. It'll be at the top where you see the join. Also, if you can see my left side of the screen, if you scroll through, there'll be like this little green thing right there. You see how that's right there? That means there's a chat going on there. So that's one way to know that. So there's, I wouldn't recommend following so many channels. I mean, there's a lot of things to follow on Telegram. Obviously, I'm not using it very often. 74,000 missed messages. So there's a lot of information flowing there. But that's where, again, there's little hacks you can do too. Like you can click on the top of the channel and then click on media. It's actually better on your phone, and then you can get a nice cross section of what everybody's posting. So maybe you'll see the same video getting shared multiple times. You're like, oh, this must be important, or see how you can quickly scroll through. This is kind of a little hack of how to navigate through the amazing flow of information on Telegram. But it can also be overwhelming for some. So I would recommend, if you're new, to start out with just 1 or 2 channels to follow, and then if you find a voice chat,
notifications off.
Yeah, notifications definitely off. Yeah, great point.
So it hits you every time someone posts something.
Yeah, it'll drive you crazy.
Bombarded with notifications.
Yeah, notifications definitely off on Telegram. Yeah, there you go for sure.
And then if you have you can search too. So right up there where the search button is, sometimes you can go in and search that chat for stuff, or you can go and you can search all of the channels that you have. So maybe you want to do a search on Comey. You could just type in Comey and see what comes up.
There you go. Comey. Intelligence right here. Treason. Look at 8-minute clip. You can get any kind of video on treason. Obama-led manufacturing of intelligence. Obama, Comey, Brennan, Jesse Waters gives good summary. I think it was Cindy asked about what does watch the Waters mean. I think one of them is watching Jesse Waters is one of them among multiple. There's always multiple correct answers in intelligence operations.
Watermark ballots.
Watermark ballots. Watching the water, which is the currency too. Watching the water of the floods, right? The floods, man. There's a lot of answers out there too. So, all right, I'm already overwhelmed from this Telegram. I gotta get back to Diggers. Where's Diggers at so we can do this closing video? We got JB.
What does Sean say? Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. All right, here's our.
When you do go into the chat, you'll see that your mic will probably be muted. So you just wait there until someone will unmute you. But if you have something you want to say, you can click onto this. It's a green button.
Click the mic button. It's blue at first, and then, or maybe purple when you're muted, and then it'll let you raise your hand. Yeah, they'll figure it out.
You click it on it, and then you just wait, and then you'll be able to say something and introduce yourself and that you came from here, and they'll treat you really well, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. Let them know. Or you can always just be anonymous. But sometimes, we got a tight-knit family, so if you're always in there anonymous, they might ask, see if you can
got
speak.
friends in low places.
I don't know the lyrics real. I always got to look up lyrics there because, anyways, I love it. Okay, let's play some JB. JB just made a comment, so he's still watching. Let's shout out JB here. Brother from another mother. Here we go.
Thanks for all you do, JB.
Baby, you're my ride or die. My bonnet through the night, through the muddy southern roads, and how lost all this fight. Love so strong it don't break, love so deep it can't fade. You're my shadow, my flame, my forever renegade. Underneath that pale moon, we're running side by side. Whiskey-soaked promises, outlaws with too much pride. You got fire in your eyes, like a loaded 45, and I'll take 1,000 risks just to feel you alive. The leather jackets and dust clouds on these backwoods trails, where the love is raw and the law can't prevail. Baby, you're my anchor, the storm can't wash you away. In a world full of gray, you're my sharp burst today. Baby, you're my ride or die, my bonnet through the night, through the muddy southern roads and the outlaw starless fight. Love so strong it don't break, love so deep it can't fade. You're my shadow, my flame, my forever renegade. You held me down in the trenches, kept my demons at bay. When the cash ran dry, you never pulled away. Every scar, every mile, every sin that we sown, we wear it like a badge in a town we'll never call home.
Wow. So wait, was that JB singing? Was that JB?
I don't know if it was him singing, but that was him in the video. But yeah, cool tune. But shout out to all the white knights, white hats out there. Yeah, wow, that's powerful.
Definitely.
Thanks, JB.
Nice.
Great videos.
Nice.
All right, well, I'm signing out, guys. I got to get Matthew's dinner going here, and love everybody. Don't stop believing, because we are here to win, and God's got our back, and God wins. We know that. We're on God's time, but things are coming out really nicely, as you can tell. Keep coming back to Q School. We'd love to meet you, get to know you better, and hopefully you're learning it each and every day, and you feel more confident and becoming more courageous, and you're going to get involved in your elections process, because that's where we're heading, folks. We're taking our power back. God bless you all. Thanks, Melzie. Thanks, Kyle. Love.
Love, brother. And remember, we haven't done this one for a while. Where we go one,
we go on.
Timmy ran out there. He's going to take care of his son. He'll be on there at 6 o'clock Dangerous. He's usually always in those chats later on in the evening too. Again, hardest working man in the movement era, I think. So we love you all. We're going to close it out with a journey. Don't Stop Believing from Aykroyd Videos on Rumble. So if it goes into the song, if you're on Instagram or Facebook, you might get kicked off, but you're going to close out the show. So we'll be back tomorrow either way. We love you guys. Great conversations on Instagram. Looks like we got a handful of new followers that jumping over to Rumble. Thank you guys for communicating and helping each other out, and all the love you guys have for us. We really appreciate it so very much. I can't say that enough. It really inspires us to keep coming forward on days we might be tired or not feeling it. It gives us extra strength knowing we have a bigger purpose, a purpose bigger than ourselves, to keep moving forward. And what a lovely bunch of people to do it with. Beautiful MelzieKaye, brilliant Tim 17, and Matthew Q, and all the other lovely Anons in our community doing the digs and all the amazing stuff y'all do over on the comments and the digs and stuff. We love you guys. We'll keep coming. We'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow at same bat time, same bat channel, Monday through Friday, 2:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Love.
Love. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Sing it at home if you're watching. Our Instagram, Facebook might be getting kicked out here in a minute. Come on over to our Rumble channel or watch me on X. Watch the whole feed. In real time. We love y'all.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere. A singer in a smoky room, the smell of wine and cheap perfume. For a smile they can share the night.
Well, talking about midterms, brother.
Everybody wants a
Sir,
thrill.
team captain.
Paying anything to roll the dice just one more time.
Not another 4-year election.
Some will lose. Some are going to sing the blues. Oh, the movie never ends. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard. Their shadows searching in the night.
Melzie's singing at home.
Streetlights, people living just to find emotion, hiding somewhere in the Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Streetlights, people. Don't stop believing. Hold on. Streetlights, people. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling.
Love, 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 everyone. Thanks for joining us. See you tomorrow at 2:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We love, love, love. That was Ackroyd on True Social. Also, make sure you get on over there. Follow them also as well. We're closing it out. We love y'all. Have a good night. Q School back again tomorrow. Full moons winding down. We're going to be waning. See you tomorrow, 2:17 p.m. Eastern Time. Love, love, love.